Hi everyone and welcome to 1-6-Figure Focus. I think this is episode number 7 of The Focus. So you probably know and probably have guessed what we're going to talk about today. And hopefully we'll have a few people in here and people can get their own thoughts and feelings across. I wasn't going to hop on today, just kind of last minute. But I really enjoyed yesterday, number 1. And then I presume everyone has seen the images and video footage coming out of Secret Base, part of the summer showcase. A lot of the things that I saw, I thought, I was really excited about, like a lot of people. I mean, that you saw the quarter scale Mark 6, which is, heavily battle damaged. You could see the 1989 Batwing, which we're going to talk about. Doesn't look 1/6 scale, looks 1/12. You could see the Naboo N1 Starfighter, the kind of Fast and the Furious Mandalorian souped up version of it. And then we saw the Vulture and Toby. Now, the one thing that stood out in my mind when I saw all these things is, right, a lot of this stuff is pretty cool. But are they actually going to happen? Okay? Because a lot of these things end up in the... in Hot Toys Purgatory. They end up in the graveyard. They never get made. Off the top of my head, I can think of I think it was the Mark II quarter scale. It was showcased, never got made. And I believe in one of the recent ones around the Spider-Man No Way Home hyped, I think they had 3 quarter scales on show. They definitely had the integrated suit, and that was a quarter scale. Of course, that hasn't been announced, and might never will be. So that's the whole thing. Definitely want to kind of tap into the excitement, but also want to kind of keep it real, do a bit of a reality check, manage your expectations. If you had a chance to check out my Instagram story, I strongly recommend you do so. I got a bit of a kick out of it. Right, so you're watching 1-6-Figure Focus. This is a live stream series called The Focus, where I just hop on and chat about anything really, news, announcements, predictions, things that are going on, that kind of stuff. I have absolutely no sources. I have no intel. I have no insider information. That's just for fun, really. If I'm predicting something, it's just a bit of fun. So what we're going to do, first of all, is obviously address the chat and see who's actually turned up. So William Owens, you're definitely getting loyalty points, William Owens. Thank you very much for being here. I hope the Mandalorian's new Starfighter makes the cut. Apparently its wingspan is like 1.2 meters. We're going to need a bigger boat. Deck Collector has the popcorn out. Thanks for being here. Ryan McCarthy. How are those gains going, Ryan McCarthy? The Vulture wingspan is nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. We've William Owens again. I have the Jazz Inc. version of the Vulture, and it's really well done, but extremely large. Yeah, that's the type of thing you build your display around, I'd imagine. It's like a focal point. If you're a big Homecoming fan, big Spidey fan, maybe you're building your Sinister Six and you have that as the focal point, maybe, and with other villains to the left and to the right. Do they plan on making the Mandalorian Starfighter in 1/6 scale? Honestly, I think it's just a flex. I think this is going to be the same as the Anakin Starfighter from the prequels that they teased. It looked beautiful, it looked huge. Never made the cut. T-Ria, hello everyone. Hello to you. I'd imagine that was for display only. I would agree with you. Figurassic Park, hello again. I can't actually call out Figurassic Park's handle without saying, if you haven't followed Figurassic Park on Instagram, check that as photography. You're probably doing life wrong. T-Ria, yeah, I think that was just to show off their craftsmanship rather than actually release it. I'd say so. What's up, Shane and chat? Philip the Fool. Philip the Fool even? It's great having Philip the Fool in the chat, because I remember years and years ago when I'd watch these streams and I'd always see Philip the Fool turning up. He's always there. He's kind of a veteran in the community. Kind of like Bob Dylan or Doc Smizzle or single songwriter. I haven't seen anything. I've been busy, so this is going to be exciting for me. Well, I've got the images ready anyway. Are we getting a reissue of the Mark 6? It looks to be a quarter scale. Now, you know how I feel about reissues. I don't really mind. If I had to sell everything and keep one thing, it would be that Mark 6 behind. So that's the Sideshow exclusive. Not that that means anything really. Diecast obviously Hot Toys Mark 6. Says Avengers Endgame, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's Avengers Endgame, but it's a lot of the thrash marks on it and the swap out battle damage parts are kind of more Iron Man 2 Whiplash-esque, but it's just a great figure. It's I think the sculpt is really good. You can only see the front of the face. You can check out my photography on Instagram at 16figurefocus if you're curious. I have loads of photos of it up there in various different posts. I really like the proportions on it, the die cast. I like how even though it's a clean version, you still have those little nicks and stuff that, you know, metal objects would have really through basic wear and tear. Then you have the swap out battle damage parts. The price at the time was relatively cheap for a die cast. You got that display base which lights up. Of course, all the parts light up, but you know how Hot Toys do. Just a fantastic figure. So if it gets a reissue, more power to the people who missed out on the first one. Now if you get a quarter scale, like I'm looking right behind my setup bag, but my only quarter scale is the Iron Man Mark III. But man, it does look nice. It looks like, you know what? I won't say what it looks like. We'll wait until we get to the actual photos and then I'll say what it looks like. And you can tell me what you think it looks like. Thule, what's up, everyone? Hello, Texas. How are you? Mike Fella. Is it Mike Fella or Mike Fayella? Maybe you try to pronounce that or spell that out for me phonetically so I can get an idea. So Mike Fella, as in the A is silent, or Fayella. Or maybe I'm saying it, just doing it both wrong. It's a total flex. They'll never release it. Yeah, I'm kind of cynical. No, not cynical. I'm a realist. They're exciting pieces. But I don't think they're ever going to release the N1 Starfighter. And I don't think they're ever going to do the Batwing either. And I do believe it's 12th scale anyway. Hard to tell the scale of the N1, but we'll have another look at it. I think it's just a flex. I don't think they're going to do it. It's very exciting. But also, would you really buy it? Would you really buy it? If the wingspan... Actually, the Naboo Starfighter must be 1/6 scale if its wingspan is 1.2 meters. Surely. But the Batwing doesn't look... does not look 1/6 scale. It looks more 1/12 scale, kind of like what they did with the Dark Knight Rises, the Bat. They made that 12 scale, and then it came with a 12th scale Batman and a 12th scale Catwoman. No problem. Oliver Pilgrim, how are you? Thanks for the kind words. No problem at all. That Starfighter is sick. I'm getting it by printing out the image and hanging it in my collection room. That's hilarious. Yeah, so appreciate it. Good stuff. All right, I think we're up to date with the chat. 14 people here. If you wouldn't mind, click on that like button. Shameless plug, but you know, it helps me. It's good for me. It's good for you. Really quickly, I'm just going to show you a few things. So I'm going to give you like a contents or lesson plan, what we're going to be discussing. That is crisp. That is nice. Where's that from? Oh, it's actually made in Kildare. Made in Ireland. Made about an hour away. All right. So this is the outline for this live stream. So this is, I believe, episode 7 of The Focus. New videos. I'm going to outline the new videos that have been uploaded to my channel. You may or may not have seen some of them. I'm then going to outline the upcoming lives, including lives that'll be part of tonight. Some on my channel, some not on my channel. And then we'll deal with the secret base photos. I'm going to focus, no pun intended, on the new images we saw today. Basically, the Iron Man Mark 6 quarter scale, the 1999 Batwing, the N1 Mandalorian Naboo Starfighter, the droid as well. I think it's Or4. I can't remember. I think it was Or4. The Vader. Pardon. There's a Vader there. It's a Kenobi Vader. Looks very original trilogy, but they haven't shown us the swap out parts, which hopefully are inevitable. I hope they just do it in one swift sweep. They give us a Vader that looks like original trilogy. It's actually from Kenobi, and you can swap out those parts. That's what we want. Right. So first of all, just want to draw your attention to this. Can you actually see this? Yeah, you can, Grant. Okay. So out of the entire lifetime of this channel and all the watch hours and watch time, if you add up all the watch time, 56% comes from the people who are subscribed, which is greatly appreciated. And 44% of the people who watch the videos are not subscribed. So if you are one of those people, who has been watching the content and you like the content and you enjoy being part of the live streams, maybe you got a kick out of that video I put up about the sideshow Anakin and Obi-Wan, then maybe just click that subscribe button. The advantage is, for me, obviously helps to grow the channel, gets me into the algorithm, helps to grow the channel, encourages me to create more content. What's in it for you is that every time I upload a video, it just pops up, and every time you log in, you can see your subscriptions, who's made a new video, and you can customize your YouTube experience. I never used to subscribe to anything because I didn't have a profile. It took 2 minutes to sign up for YouTube, and I never look back. If it's long for YouTube, it's really easy to, no matter what you're into, maybe you're into gardening, DIY, 6-scale, exercise, but then all your subs are right there, and you can just click in who's got a new video, who's going live, and it's easy to keep track of stuff. So please, thank you to anyone who has subscribed, and if you haven't, just click the subscribe button, please. Finally, if you are subscribed, just this is the data analysis on the channel. So subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel, 13.5%, very happy with that. And then subscribers who turned on all notifications of your channel and enabled YouTube notifications, 9.6. So if you are subscribed, but if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, please. And if you are currently subscribed, maybe click on the notifications, and then every time I upload a new video, you'll get a notification. And if you don't like the content, don't subscribe. But I would appreciate if you do like the content, please do. Right. So what's new on the channel? Just at the weekend there, I uploaded a video entitled 5 Best Sculpts. Now, they're the 5 best sculpts in my collection that I have in hand. So I'm not including pre-orders or figures I don't have. These photos here you can see are photos that obviously I've taken myself. All of these photos and just kind of a mashup of different head sculpt shots I've taken. But the top 5, they're the head sculpts in my collection. And the next video was the top 5 head sculpts in general. And no, this Tony Stank did not make the cut. It's just a bit of a joke. I outlined my sideshow experience, and now it's not an endorsement of them. You can buy whoever you like. I wouldn't just listen to someone who tells me to buy from a certain place, because they're not going to go to work for me and they're not going to earn money for me or save for me. So why should I listen to them? However, I take things on board. And if someone can offer me a deal or free shipping or help me avoid customs or have great customer service, super. So this video is not an endorsement, and it's not a trashing either. I'm not roasting them either. I bought 24 figures off them. I have 22 currently in hand, 2 pre-orders left. I'm laddering out of them. Going forward, I probably won't use them or use them significantly less. But there's pros and cons. There's definitely pros and cons. So I outline all my thoughts there, I think, fairly balanced and constructively. Yesterday, obviously, we had drops. We had the Lizard base. We had Wolverine from 1973 in the deluxe version, Andrew, and Kenobi. I outline all my thoughts. That video is about 20 minutes. And I give my thoughts on, I compare the prototypes of the Clone Wars, General Kenobi and Anakin, to what they actually showed. It's a very short video. It's a very deep video. Check it out. So I believe really quickly before we take a look at these photos from Secret Base. Tonight in 3 hours, basically, 10 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock New York time, I believe that would be 2 p.m. Eastern time, Western time. Yeah, West Coast, Pacific time. We have Cam on the episode 12 of Visions, where I'm going to sit down and he's going to discuss the past, the present, and the future of his collecting journey. Episode 12 then will be this Sunday. It'll be directly after Collector's Lounge. I have Collector's Lounge at 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is 12 o'clock New York time. And then 2 hours after, at 7 p.m. my time, or 2 p.m. New York time, we have Marco from 16 Fix here for episode 13 of Visions. Next Tuesday, then we have Alan, the 6th Scale Gallery. Again, if you haven't followed the 6th Scale Gallery, at the 6th Scale Gallery on Instagram. Fantastic photographer, specializes a lot on head sculpts and kind of like facial portraits. Like really, really nice guy from the UK, and we'll be sitting down discussing his collecting journey as well. And then Ben Thomas from the Ben Thomas Show, probably my favorite Canadian. Then again, most Canadians I've met are very, very nice. And he will be basically on episode 15 of Visions. And when is that? That is That's next Friday. I believe it's next Friday night, 11 p.m. my time, which would be 6 o'clock New York time, and I believe 3 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, we're ready to go. Just want to address the chat really quickly before we have a look at some stuff. I'm hoping someone 3D prints the scaffolding to replicate that Spidey fight scene. Yep. Calvin William II. Hey everyone, how are you? Mike, so Faye Ella. Thank you. I appreciate you clarifying that for me. Faye Ella. Brilliant. Gotcha. Now I know. HMB, hello, how are you? Mike Fayella is delighted to see you, you know, because he has exclamation marks. N1 might be released, especially with Mando Season 3 with the trailer leaked. It seems that N1 back into action. I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing is huge. What have they done recently? Okay, they've done the Tumblr. That was a reissue. The Batpod, which thankfully it's right here next to me, is a reissue. That was a reissue I wanted, needed, and was delighted to see. Speeder bikes, they're kind of small. They're not too much to them, really. The DeLorean is massive. Yeah, fair enough. That's a big piece. And they did it's a hover converted one. Okay. But have you ever done something on a level, on a scale that big? Like it's 1.2 meters from engine to engine, I believe. The wingspan, you know? Oh, we have a guest. I'm going to play hard to get and just let him sit there. And he can hear me now. They can't see. He's making gestures at me. They're not very nice gestures, but I think, like, I don't know, if you're in Ireland, that's how you show affection to your mates. You slag them off. Okay, we're going to bring in my favorite and your favorite attention-seeking geek. Hello.
Hello. This is very spontaneous. I'm not usually. I like to plan every element of my day, and yet here I am.
We're in the right place, though. I just. I have Cam's collection later on. I think it's like Kill a Cam. We're gonna have to address the tone so people can understand him. So I have him today. I think it's like 10 p.m. or something like that. And then like I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna hop on after seeing some of those things. So you came in at the right time. I'm just finishing addressing the chat, and then we'll take a look at some of these photos. I presume you've seen some of the things today.
Of course, yes. Yeah, it's been a constant bombardment of stuff over the last 24 hours, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Mental.
Oh man, the unsubscribed have been ratted out. Hit that subscribe. I'm not sure where they unsubscribed. I think it was more like people are watching the content without subscribing. So yeah, it's free. Click on the button. And if you haven't subscribed to Ben, the attention-seeking geek, just go actually make a mass exodus out of this. Well, I don't think it's a mass exodus. If 15 people leave, I don't think it's a mass exodus. But like, still, if you want to leave and subscribe to attention-seeking geek and come back, no one will be offended. Yeah, because 1K is going to happen. He just doesn't realize it yet. I was really hoping that Mark 6 was a reissue. I literally bought the Mark 5, the War Machine Mark 1, and the Whiplash. I really need the Mark 6 now. They do strange things. It might be a quarter scale Mark 6, and then it might be, they might just add in a reissue of the Mark 6 as well, or 2.0. Collector Joey, how are you? Collector Joey, he's another one. I noticed him recently. I clicked the sub button for Joey because it was free, and he's very easy to listen to. Check him out. HMB Sideshow showed off their new animated.
Yeah.
I think I've got to make another video. Okay, yeah, they're not looking great. They aren't. The that review of the Clone Wars figures was fantastic. So funny. I have my moments. I liked
it a lot.
Yeah, I was like,
it was right up my street.
Because thank you. I'm glad you're watching. Glad you enjoyed it, and you commented on it as well. But like, I don't know. I like when people tell the truth, but there's a line from when, like, if I'm going on, the person is just really negative and completely toxic. I just kind of lose interest in a way. It's like, it's almost, saying shocky things for the sake of it. I like when someone says, look, I honestly didn't like it, here's why. But I couldn't say anything good about it. So
it was silly. Like it was just a silly video, and there needs to be more silliness in the world. That's what I say.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I like to think of myself as a merchant of silly.
Someone commented. They said, "I genuinely thought you were going to flatten that whole drink for like a minute or two," and I was like, "That is a missed opportunity."
Yeah. How long could you have drawn that out? Yeah.
Yeah. I like how we did. We got 19 in the chat. Super. Been listening to Visions while at work today. Been a great series. Really appreciate that. There's a lot of bosses who aren't getting the full value, I feel, out of these working from home types. But thanks very much, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Mike Fayella, I'm getting that right. Yo, Focus, you've been busy with all the upcoming vids. Really appreciate the content and the time you're putting in. Look, man, I really do appreciate it. I'm not going to lie, I have been busy, but I enjoy every minute of it. And that's, if I have a bit of time free and some drops happen, it's just, Philip Fool says, "What's up, Ben?" And William Owens, Clone Wars video. Short and sweet. Yeah, I might start a series of them just like where you say it in a 1 minute review. I like it, bye. You know what I mean? It could be a thing.
Whenever there's a really negative reaction to a figure, I think this needs to become part of a series.
Yeah.
Make it a playlist. Brilliant.
Yeah, I know that could work. Rapid fire reviews. And it's
just
probably
different
just a bit of
drinks
a
as well
smear.
every time, like slurping different types.
Maybe I could do it in
cocktail,
collaboration with
wine.
Cam's collections and his mocktails and stuff
yeah.
he's making now.
I'm looking forward to hearing how to make Bamfer milk.
Yeah,
I genuinely am. I always because when I went to the Secret Cinema Star Wars thing in London, you could buy Bamfer milk and it was blue and it tasted really nice, and I was like, I wonder how you make that. I no longer need to wonder because Cam will tell us all.
What we should do is pick out one we like and then just arrive to Collector's Lounge with all the same kind of blue concoctions nice. Right, we'll have a look. So where do I want to put us? Which one is it? This button, I believe. Okay, so we can see Thor there, Ben, can we?
Yes, we can. Yeah. It's looking good.
Okay. Right. I'm just going to switch banners now. So, Attention Seeking Geek. I have your banner here somewhere. Aha. Now, the banner has changed. So you need to subscribe to Attention Seeking Geek on YouTube and follow Attention Seeking Geek on Instagram. I thought I turned the notifications off. Obviously not. Okay, so right, we'll flick through some of these. So, you talk, Ben. You talk. What do you think?
I tell you, I'm this close, Shane. If I don't get a Sandman, I can't I know since there's been this leaked sort of report of what's to come, and Sandman is mentioned in there. But what confuses me is that why is he not there? At what point is he being added to this setup? Because it's other than him, it's all but complete. It looks like Garfield's got his kind of diorama base. It looks like Tom Holland's got that new sort of diorama base. And then Toby doesn't, so it's very bizarre. I think even getting a Sandman, I don't know what I want from a Sandman base. The Sandman base that we got, years back. It's not great, is it? Let's be honest. It's very much of its time. The joints and stuff are very obvious. It doesn't look sort of fluid, I guess, and I kind of would prefer an actual figure at this point, based on Thomas Hayden Church's appearance. And I mean, I'd even take a figure like a power pose figure, with him all sand, because that's obviously how he mostly appeared in this film. Although we did get that one shot towards the end, didn't we, where they sort of recycled the effects and we did see Thomas Hayden Church's face again. So,
so you would say that your sentiments and Mike Fayella's sentiments are more or less identical. Would that be right?
Hell yeah! Give us Sandman. Give us Sandman. Give us Sandman now.
Yeah, it's a tough
I'm
one.
going to
though,
be
'cause-
outside of Hot Toys head building, wherever it is, the North Pole or wherever they make these figures, and I'm going to have a placard saying "Give me Sandman."
You'll probably be on your own. You do realize?
Oh, I fully expect to be on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one who's upset about this.
So,
yeah.
in terms of like any of these, I haven't pre-ordered anything on the screen here.
Okay.
Do you have any interest in anything in particular, or?
No, well, I'm not dopoing, as they say.
What do you mean?
That,
have you not been wearing the shirts? Have you not been wearing the shirts I'm sending you?
You lot have told me not to dopo, so I don't dopo.
Yeah. Don't listen to us. It's a test. We want to see if you're with. Yeah, no, you're dead right.
Failed,
you're dead right.
and I'm a sheep.
Yeah. I wear the shirts ironically. 1, I actually like the shirts. 2, it's kind of ironic, and 3, I just really, really like the 6-scale scavengers. So I have like 4 of their t-shirts.
They are cool t-shirts.
Big support of the channel, and they've helped me out along the way, sharing my posts and stuff like that. So they're just great guys.
But like jokes aside, like the main reason I don't dopo is so that I'm not getting caught out in terms of like free releases coming at once, and I'm in a really sticky situation then, because that's just not something that my life can accommodate, unfortunately. But the one figure, to be honest, that I'm pretty certain I'm going to get, and potentially will be the only one I get, is Andrew Garfield's Spidey. Because that is, on reflection now, to the point where we've had a film with literally all 3 of them side by side. Like, I do feel like he is my favourite Spidey. He's my favourite Peter Parker, and my favourite Spider-Man as well. So, I feel very passionately about his performance, and I also think that suit, that second suit that he wears in, Amazing Spider-Man 2, is the best suit that we've had on screen in terms of kind of accuracy and the big kind of Todd McFarlane style eyes, and it just kind of ignited something in me when I first saw the teaser image of that suit. So the Garfield is the one I'm after, and even more so after seeing the pictures. Although I know the head sculpt's got a bit of flack, but I think it looks.
I think it's really good. I definitely like. Did you see? I actually, first of all, really liked how it looked. No, I thought it was a solid 8, to be honest. And then I saw the JC Hung, the little lollipop stick head sculpts he puts up sometime, which is obviously like the master sculpt or something, and it looked even better, like, which you would expect. I think that's a strong head sculpt. I thought it was an 8, to be honest, and maybe it'll get better. So the Doc Ock is probably, like, out of all of them here, the one that I'm interested in most. I'm just waiting to see how that head sculpt turns out.
Yeah.
The Green Goblin, I would like. Not that I like the Remy, I don't like the Remy-verse or whatever, but it's just because I like No Way Home so much. However, I'm holding out on the Doc Ock because of the head sculpt. I want to see JC Hong said they'd fix it. In Hong we trust. And in the Green Goblin, I really want the Hobgoblin version. That's the one, because I feel like it ticks a lot of boxes for me. It's more MCU. It's not so much the Remy-verse, and the fact that it has the torn hoodie over its head kind of gives us such a strong nod to the comic books as to double as the hoodie used to have. Really like the goggles. Really liked, obviously, battle damage is obviously a win for me. So if they had, like, I don't know, the battle damage, Green Goblin look with the armor, the exposed head sculpt with the goggles, the torn purple hoodie, and he has a little satchel as well with the pumpkin bombs. I'm hoping they'll down the line announce that. The Spideys, I'm leaning towards getting them. And
I can see you getting Holland.
Yeah, the 3 of them, to be honest, like it's look. this is something that if you had like, there's I have 5 details behind me. I think in the middle one, second from the top, if you had the 3 lads doing the meme, like whether it's with the head sculpts exposed or with the masks on, or the 3 guys doing like, you know, their 3 different landings, or maybe one of them landing and then the 2 of them on the way to land use some like transparent fishing tackle or whatever, you know, like or line. Do you know what I mean? I think just that would look fantastic. Do you know? So I'm gonna wait though and see. But this is Tobey Maguire, isn't it? Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because Garfield has the lighter blue and the kind of, I suppose, narrower spider and the bigger lenses. That be correct?
Yeah, and his lens kind of has less texture inside of it. It's more of a block white, whereas the Raimi kind of has a lot, you know, almost like that honeycomb sort of system inside the eyes a lot more. So,
how did you feel about the lizard being just the base? Would you prefer the Venom body and the entire lizard?
I think it's a great sort of step in the right direction for Hot Toys moving forward, in the sense that, you know, I like the idea that here's a diorama base, but you don't have to have it. If you want it, you can buy it, and it's there as a separate option. I quite like that, because I think people can then potentially purchase dioramas that they wouldn't have had the chance to on other figures, integrate it with this one. Doesn't apply because it's the bloody lizard, it's not going to go with other stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I like the idea of buying a diorama separately, but yeah, for me to have such a sorry James, I get about, you see, I'm in demand, because I was literally recording for another video before I hopped on this. I was recording for Passport Comics. Shout out to Passport Comics. They're doing a thing at San Diego Comic Con, so we recorded a little. They're doing like a panel, and we're saying hello from the UK and stuff. Anyway,
so James, are you free? If you've any interest and you'd like to discuss what we saw today, I can send you a link. Just comment there, James, and I'll have you on Instagram. While I'm maybe waiting for that. Yeah, you know, if you don't want to come on, there's no worries. Or if you're busy, but if you do, I'll send you the link and you can join us. The James T. Keegan has a YouTube channel. It's all about gaming, I believe. Would that be correct, Ben? And
that is, yeah.
I'm actually subbed to it twice, but I'm just not the biggest. I'm not a gamer at all, but I've subbed on 2 different profiles because I like the support. But yeah, if you're a big time gamer, if you want to support another Irish lad out there in the YouTube community, James C. Keegan on YouTube. So we'll carry on anyway, and I'll keep an eye in the chat then. I don't mind the lizard diorama base so long as they don't try to sell the other half separately. As in sell the legs. That is brilliant.
The bottom half, can you imagine?
That's, I never thought of that. I saw the base and I thought, okay, right. There's people out there who, like, this looks very like the top half is the Venom. It's the similar proportions, isn't it?
Yeah, he looks quite big here.
Yeah.
Like, if you compare this with the third-party Premiere toys that is coming out, like he's got some girth on those shoulders here, isn't he? But,
this guy's on the roids, I'd say.
I'd say he's putting more than lizard serum into his body.
Yeah,
maybe.
But he I saw and I was like, okay, if they'd done the Venom style body and put the lizard out there, people would have preferred that. And then I saw like people going, oh, they're selling us a base for £100 or whatever. And I was like going, I am so happy that they didn't just throw this in with Andrew and tack on $100 to the price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think, you know, like for me, whilst I sit here and say that Andrew Garfield is my favourite Spider-Man, there's so much of those films that I do not enjoy or condone, and the lizard is a big part of that. I really did not enjoy the version of the story, the sort of interpretation of Kurt Connors, and the look I really disliked. There's moments, and like when it first starts and he's kind of got the lab coat hanging off him and stuff, I was like, great. And then he rips it off and never wears it again, and it's like, oh man, like, so yeah, like I think it's good that they've given people the option rather than forcing people's hand, and I think that's the way to go, you know, in the future, because people will still pick it up, they'll still make their money. But if anything, they'll make more money, because I might have been put off from buying the figure altogether if I was forced to have a lizard diorama for an extra £100 on top of the price.
This is it, because like where I'm at was I don't think you can see it behind me, but you know the Spider-Man Homecoming Deluxe with the yellow blazer and the headphones and all that jazz. Yeah. That was one of the. Okay, I've been collecting for years at the time, but like I took a big break, and I was only on Sideshow looking for the Mark 6 actually, as it turned out, because I wanted a kind of a machine like Iron Man, you know, like, you know, at the time nanotech wasn't a thing anyway, but I wanted a kind of more traditional looking version. And that Spider-Man caught my eye, and I just recently watched Homecoming and really enjoyed it at the time. And I bought that going, I'm set now. Oh no, sorry, I tell a lie. It was waitlisted. I added to the wait list and blah blah blah. And I'd accepted defeat. I wasn't going to pay $1,000 for it, you know, because it was on eBay. They're on eBay for like $1,000 and stuff.
Madness.
But I got the Iron Spider, and I still have that. And then I eventually, on a buy-sell trade group, picked up the Spider-Man with the Homecoming one that I just love. One of my, I suppose, I don't like saying the G word, but it is one of them. And got that. So that's 2. And then I got the upgraded suit because I just really, really liked it. And I got a gift of the Mysterio drones, but I didn't want to mess up the upgraded suit. And Tito's were selling them cheaper. I had a bunch of points. And I got one to pose on the top of that. So like that is a lot of Spider-Mans. Like that was never part of the plan, Ben. You know what I mean? Like, but now it's like that's like 4, and I really like the Batman version. I've pre-ordered and paid that off before today's. That's 5. So if I get these, that's 8. No one needs 8 Spider-Mans.
You're going to be having to change your Trooper collection downstairs to a Spider-Man collection.
Yeah. So it's kind of. Yeah.
Which is fine. I think that could also look awesome.
Yeah, it's look, it's a first world problem, right? But it's these 3. I suppose it comes down to how much did I like No Way Home, and I genuinely think No Way Home was on an endgame level. It just I just loved it.
No Way Home was, and we might not realize or appreciate it now because we're living it. You know, we were there when it happened, but it was a cinematic event. Like it was a moment in cinema history. What it represented, and you know, there's nothing that has ever kind of done what it did in terms of kind of plucking from the past different versions of one character, putting them all in one thing, but actually having a very cohesive sort of story where everyone's presence served the story. No one was put in as a as a kind of wink cameo. Like everyone needed to be there to serve and drive the story forward. And ultimately it ended up serving as an origin story for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I felt like the end of it, and obviously the events during and stuff mean that this was Tom Holland's origin story. And I
didn't see that coming. I just assumed Ben was dead, the same as, and they just never spoke about it. Now I'm thinking, was there ever a Ben? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
and there doesn't need to be.
She is the Ben, there doesn't need to be. I just thought it was a fresh take, and I just thought he looked so young as well, because the whole thing is Spider-Man's supposed to be a kid, isn't it? Like he was supposed to be in school. Like exactly. Tobey Maguire, whether you like him or hate him, the dude definitely looked about 30. And hell, look, I would love to be 30, but at the same time, you're playing a high school kid. You probably shouldn't look 30, mate. But look, that's that was what it was like back then. Yeah. It was like High School Musical. Everyone's like 26. Yeah.
It's supposed to be 16.
It's funny.
Not that I've seen
it's
High
almost
School
like
Musical or know every word.
But it's kind of almost insulting to actors who are teenagers. It's like, oh, they wouldn't be able to handle this role. It's like, there's some amazing like child actors out there. Look at Princess Leia there. You know what I mean? Like they just, let them do it. But my point is, even though I'm not a Raimiverse fan and I'm not an Amazing Spider-Man fan, I still have respect for the two actors and everything. And No Way Home definitely made me appreciate them more. The way they, like you said, they weren't wink wink token cameos. They'd have active roles to play. They have basically, through their support and their empathy and their effort that they put in with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, they have kind of put him on a path where he's not going to be a vengeful, spiteful psychopath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's a pretty big influence to have, you know. So I just the three of them in the middle. I just think it'll be a real showstopper.
Pretty special.
Yeah, well, especially in putting 3 into 1 detail, I'd lose my mind. So
and when you have guests come round and stuff, like this is the amazing thing about Nowhere Home is that every individual spider means something different.
Yes,
different people and different ages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's really special if you can have a display that will resonate with everyone on some level. And Spider-Man's so mainstream, so like even like my wife has memories of Spider-Man because it's just a mainstream thing that is in everyone's psyche. Very cool.
That's you. It's a great point. It's I just think that's 8 Spider-Man. I don't know, could I make my peace with that basically? That might be a big stretch.
I might buy Andrew and then like a really generic figure and try and recreate the Amazing Fantasy 15 cover, having him swinging, holding a pedestrian sort of thing.
I don't know
vision.
that cover. Describe it, sorry.
So he's essentially it's just Spider-Man swinging, but he's rescuing someone. He's rescuing someone. It's not a bad guy, I don't think. Is it a bad guy? I can't think now. He's got someone under his arms. And that's the first appearance of Spidey in the comics. So I thought that might be a quite cool thing
100%.
to sort of recreate.
Yeah, the
sanity check myself now.
I think there is an Uncle Ben. Sorry, this is Micah Fiala. I think there was an Uncle Ben. For Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because in Far From Home, I think Ben's initials are on Tom Holland's suitcase. Good catch. I might just drop the link into the No Loyalty.
That's the pose.
Oh,
so he's
sorry.
Like rescuing someone.
Is this not his first appearance? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have read that. I should know that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm obviously fair weather when it compared to you and any comic book fan, but I have
while I'm
read
plucking,
that actually, yeah.
If anyone wants to look through my old videos, I used to do a series of where it started, where I basically take a look at comic books' most iconic characters and reread the first issue and talk about it. So if anyone is bored after this or whatever,
I'm
or
just
lonely,
just
just watch my videos.
I strongly recommend that you subscribe. At the very least, you would see some amazing and consistent cosplay. I don't know where you find the time, but you find it, and you do it well.
I think it's less about time and more about like lack of shame.
But that's good too. I just popped that into the No Loyalty group. I need to do episode 2 of No Loyalty. Would you be interested in doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll be quite terrible at it because it's all about like money and like searching the internet for good prices and stuff. And I'm a bit of a novice with that. I sort of tend to shop mostly on eBay, to be quite honest. But I am quite good on eBay. I'm quite good at using my filters and determining and making offers and stuff like that. So who knows?
Yeah. You can definitely get a deal on eBay. I was looking for. Do you know what was really nice, right? So I mentioned a few times that I was looking on a hunt, on a kind of a, I wouldn't say full hunt, but on a kind of a light hunt for quarter scale Return of the Jedi Vader. A light hunt, you know. And one of the subscribers messaged me and said, you know, hey Shane, I hope you don't mind me asking, what's your price range for the quarter scale Vader? And I thought maybe he's selling one, but no. He linked me a website and said, this website have it brand new in box. I've used them before. They did me no wrong. Maybe check it out. And it was like a very competitive price. So I'm going to check that out now later on tonight because I was busy today. But we need to move on from these photos. There's 34 people in the chat. And we need to basically move on to talk about what we're supposed to be talking about. Cam's collection. What's good, fellas? I sent you a link, Cam. I haven't read any responses, so you should quit your job and just hop on. But I'll see you later on. That's Cam's collection on episode 12 of Visions tonight, 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. All right, let's have a look at this. So in conclusion, I want this one here. I'm looking at the head sculpt. I would prefer the MCU Hobgoblin version. I do think it's coming. And these ones, I just know if I just don't know if I could make my peace with all of them. What is this monstrosity? Okay, quick fire round, Ben. Are they going to put this up for pre-order? Yes or no? Think fast.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'm going to say no too. Did you see the dimensions on the wingspan?
I just like it. It's so this is 1/6 scale, definitely, right?
Well, it said the wingspan was 1.2 meters, I believe. So that would be. I'm imagining like I have a 6 scale figure next to me. I'm looking at 1.2 meters. Ugh. 6 scale? It must be 6 scale.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 12th scale and it's still huge.
The Naboo starship or whatever, they obviously only hold one sort of pilot, so they're not like that wide, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not the first time we've seen these incredible examples of what they can do with vehicles, but you know, they just don't go up for sale. So I just and something like this, you look at something like this and I think to myself, like, I know Jazz Inc. does an incredible job, you know, putting together what they put together, but it's obviously on a lot smaller scale. And you look at something like this and you're like, how I can't get my head around how any company would be able to warrant the production that would need to go into something like this. But then that being said, I've got a Proton Pack coming next year as part of the HasLab thing, and I think they're making thousands of those as part of that project. So, you know, and that's a big old thing with lots of bits. So maybe, maybe.
I'm in two minds, like, because first of all, I think if this is, like I said, a 1.2 meter wingspan, like, I think it would be. I'm just trying to imagine. Okay, that's about that long. I'm thinking that must be 1/6 scale. Because I'm trying to, like, you know, add it up in my head. I'm trying to visualize. Yeah. So yeah, like that. Like, come on, like that has to be 1/6 scale. But yet, I don't think the 1989 Batwing that's on display is 1/6 scale. And I saw Jazz Inc.'s post on this, it was very, very Heisenberg. This is my territory. I do large, 1/6 true scale, you know, props or whatever. And he's not wrong though, because like I've seen that I've seen his video footage and photos of his 1989 Batwing. It looks like a prop from the movie. It is fantastic looking.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it is huge. And the reason it's huge is I know where to put it, and it's it's expensive. But even if you take that out of it, where would you put it? So the 1989 looks 1/12 scale. This looks 1/6 scale. I can't see this going up for pre-order, but they dropped a video today which is outlining it, saying it's on showcase. But is that just like, I think it's a flex. Like, I think it's just like, look what we can do. I can't see this going up for pre-order. I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong.
It's interesting to know how do they gauge, because potentially this is just a case of them putting it out there to see if people want it. But like my question is, how do they gauge that? how like you can't watch every single YouTube stream with guys like us talking about it. You can't be in every single, comment section or whatever. Like, how do they really understand if people want this or not? Like,
they can't. And then what happens then is if like they go to pre-order and it's all the people, maybe not say all the people, like a lot of people say, oh, I love this. That doesn't mean they're going to get it. A lot of people would say, oh, I definitely get that. But then when it comes to like, it's going to be very expensive and shipping and everything. And that's okay. People change their minds. You're totally entitled to change your mind. Your situation might change. So the only way they can gauge this is by pre-orders, really. So
yeah.
It's either put it up for pre-order and see what happens. Like, and if it's bad, low batch. Oh, we have a celebrity. We have a celebrity in the building. He can hear me.
Here.
He can hear me. Sorry, I'm trying to think of something funny to make Leah laugh because I can see him. But we're just gonna bring him in. We're just gonna bring him in. Hello.
What's going on, bro?
There he is. Hey, man.
What's going on? I'm at the gym. Wanted to dip in and say what up.
At the gym? Are we
Never heard of it.
At the gym?
Yeah.
Are you the only one there?
Nah, it's a lot of people here. Well, it's other people here, but I'm here. You see my trainer walking over here right now.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Fit people.
Yeah, that's my trainer right there. Yeah, so yeah, man. What's
Let
going
him
on,
take
man?
a look at me. He'll send me a regime.
Crazy. So just wanted to jump in and say what's up, man. I know y'all talking about the not the reveals, but the sneak peek and the
stuff that won't happen.
Hey, I'm putting out there. I'm putting fruition out there, and hopefully it will.
You're putting it out there into the ether.
Positive vibes.
What are you looking at mostly out of the things that were showcased
this right here.
today?
This right here.
And do you think this is 1/6 scale? I think it is, because judging on the dimensions.
Yeah, it's as it is. It's like 3 feet apart. It's actually 3 feet. So they said it's pretty big. That's what she said. I know somebody's gonna say that, but yeah, that's what I'm looking for the most. To be quite honest, that's what I want.
And would you consider this? Would you like seriously actually drop the door on this?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Honestly, I would.
Yeah.
That's how much
I'm not gonna lie.
I talked about it.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Second one.
No, I said I talked about it a couple months back, but that's what I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Either I thought that HasLab would do it first.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Yeah.
It looks like they beat them to the punch, but still, I do like the scale, and I'd probably get it. Like, I definitely would get it.
Because
I would.
Like the prequels, I always find that like with the prequels, I'll never say I would never say I hate them or I dislike them or anything like that. I'm just not collecting them. But there are elements of the prequels which I love, and the Naboo Starfighters was such an elegant design. And then when Mando came along and basically Vin Dieseled it, you know what I mean? It just got so much cooler, like,
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would definitely what I'm looking for right now, like I said, is between that and Wolverine. Wolverine, I have to have.
Ah, man, yeah. I got my eyes on Wolverine as well.
Yeah, I have that because I already know that I'll get the others, but Wolverine and this is pretty much, my go-tos right now. So anyway, yeah.
This is I do think it's beautiful looking, but I just I would have nowhere to put it, so I wouldn't entertain the thought of it. But it'd be the type of thing I'm rooting for people. I don't think it's going to happen. I want to be wrong. I want people to be happy about this and get it and just be hyped, and to see Hot Toys actually doing some vehicles would be very interesting as well. But what about you, Ben? Your final thoughts? Do you think they're going to do this?
Look, for the likes of Leao and people who will be getting it, I really hope they do. And I kind of want them to do, even though I'm not getting it, like, I want to live vicariously through other people, and I want to see review videos of this. I want to see this hung from people's ceilings, like, it'll just look incredible. So yeah, I really want it to happen, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, let me jump out of here though. I just wanted to jump in and say what's up, man, and show some support. Let me get back to my workout.
It makes me see how good he looks right now. Like, he looks good in the gym working out. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I look crazy because I can even hardly see. It's so blurry. But anyway,
I'll see you later in Best of the best.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later on.
See you,
Take care, man.
Enjoy. Bye,
All right,
bye,
bye-bye.
bye. See ya. But yeah, there you have it. Like, so Leo's gonna get that one. Yeah, like I think our thoughts are the same. I'm not gonna get it. I have nowhere to put it, and I think if there's anything of like that magnitude and that like kind of I suppose I know this hasn't gone up for pre-order. There's no way of telling what it would be, but it wouldn't be cheap. If there was anything I was gonna spend that amount of money on and sacrifice that amount of space, I think it'd probably be the 1989 Batwing, but I won't be getting that either. So yeah, cool. We'll move on. We'll have a look at some of these. 1 second. Just want to move on to the
Another
next
tease of
photo.
R5 there as well. I'd be interested in getting an R5 droid.
Yeah, I think there's a solo photo of him later on. So yeah, we're just going to move through these. I think they look
little
cute,
Groot.
but no, not for sale, I believe. Aha! Now, okay. I think this looks spectacular. I'm just going to let you talk first because my thoughts are too obvious.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this 1/4?
I do believe it is. That I read something. I think it was on a post of some sort, and I believe it was. I'm after making a mess of this. I think it was an official Hot Toys post that said that it was a quarter scale. It might have been the secret-based Facebook page or secret-based something, but it wasn't just a blogger, So yeah, I think this is 1/4. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously a showstopper, isn't it? This is Shane's carefully curated floating shelves, with your 1/4 stuff on. Like this would look very tasty on one of those. Look, for me, like I'm not. Iron Man's never my top character, in Marvel, and that's even as a comic book fan. He's just never been top of my list of characters. So I am very fatigued with seeing Iron Man releases. So it doesn't do it for me, but Iron Man doesn't really do it for me. But I completely understand how this will excite a lot of people. And look, the 1/4 scale sort of domain is for some people that is the next stage up from 1/6. If they do want to invest more in bigger pieces and less pieces but bigger pieces that kind of take up more real estate and stuff. So yeah, I can imagine this will excite a lot of people, you included. I'm thinking.
Yeah, like it looks fantastic. I genuinely thought it was a 1/6 scale reissue on first glance, but again, this is my point. This is the whole point I did this live stream, because a lot of the things in the thumbnail, like if you think about it, this is on the thumbnail. This may not happen. They've been known to tease quarter scales. They have teased in the past a quarter scale Mark II. They only a few months ago teased a quarter scale integrated suit. They haven't gone up for pre-order. There's a Batwing there, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. That might never come to fruition. I genuinely don't think that the majority of things on a thumbnail I don't think are going to happen, with maybe the exception of I do think they probably will release that Vulture. But that's the whole point. This looks fantastic. I don't know though, like it kind of comes back to like, do I want to order the three Spider-Mans so I can do the meme and then have 8? I think that's a bit overkill personally. I have a quarter scale Mark III. What do I do? Do I sell the one that started it all to get this? Or do I keep them both and they're very similar? I know it's a first world problem, but it's still like, it's not as if I can just go out and buy them. It has to be savings and all that kind of stuff. So
it's a big decision.
It is a lot of effort.
It's a lot of money, and it's a big decision when getting a piece like this. So.
I don't know. But if it was a 1/6 scale reissue, I'd be happy for everyone. Would you get the Batwing in 1/12 scale though, Shane? To be honest, Ryan, if you looked at Jazz Inc.'s post they put up on their Facebook page, they kind of outlined that.
I think it is.
There's a few. Yeah, they outlined that it's 1/12 scale. That he thinks the one that Hot Toys are displaying is 1/12 scale, and it looks plasticky, and I noticed that myself. And one thing I didn't notice was that apparently the cockpit is a bit inaccurate. So I don't know, when I look at the Jazz Inc. one, it just looks like a prop, a movie prop. But it's just so big and so expensive that it's not for me. I'm not even gonna, let on that I'm interested in it. It's just, I had to admire it from afar. And even this being 1/12, like, no, I don't think I would, to be honest. No, I think I'd just keep myself in check there. What do you think? Will we talk about the 89 Batwing when we actually get to the photos of it?
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Right, just going to address the chat really quickly. Figurassic Park, yes, this is quarter scale. I saw it written down they dropped some photos, and then underneath the photos they had join us to the summer showcase and secret base, and the outline, some things they had. Yeah, so apparently it is 1/4 scale, and I think I saw a picture of a person next to it and it looked 1/4 scale. What's up, Shane? Hello, Andrew James. I feel like the Batwing might be a flex on Jazz Inc. Yeah, not if they don't make it though, Andrew. You know what I mean? I can nearly understand them going, we have the license. Someone else is taking some of our profits or making something that's cutting in on some of our profits. I even though I know Jazz Inc. has the Warner Brothers license, so I don't think it's a flex unless they actually release it. You know what I mean? What do you think, Ben?
It's not a flex if it's a completely different scale as well. Like, if it's 1/12, then that's not really a flex. That's like, if we were in a changing room and you showed me something that was bigger.
Please don't finish the end of the sentence. There could be kids
watching.
What I mean?
No, like you're not. It's not a flex, is it? Like if it's
I get you.
Scale.
I get you. Yeah.
For me, like, it's a baffling decision from Hot Toys to do 1/12 scale when they have no other 1/12 product. Like
They do
figures.
I'll tell you what, they have the Dark Knight Rises. Remember the Bat?
Yes.
They actually did that, but they did it in 1/12, and it came with a 1/12 Batman and a 1/12 Catwoman. It's very unusual. I think it might be their only 1/12 scale. But the thing was beautiful, and it was big, but it was still a nice size where you could display it like you didn't have to get like a 1/6 bat would be absolutely ginormous.
Who knows? That might be a avenue that they might be looking at, because
it could be.
If collectors don't have as much room, they don't want to spend as much, but they still want a high-end product, then you knock £100 off a Hot Toys price tag and make it 1/12. Potentially.
True, because as much as I think the Jazz Inc. one looks fantastic, and it can fit the 1989 Batman in, those 1989 Batmans, they are not cheap. And do you really want to spend?
I wouldn't want to be shoving that into a cockpit.
Exactly. Or do you really want to buy one for display and then one in the cockpit? It doesn't really. I think it's a different. I think the Jazz Inc. Diorama, as fantastic as it is, or the Jazz Inc. 1989 Batman, I think it's a type of collector that has a lot of space, a lot of money, and I think that's maybe that avenue. You know what I mean? But do you guys have any vehicles? I have Ryan Smith is waiting for this to be reissued 1/6. I think it will be reissued 1/6. But then again, maybe they just make the quarter scale. It's a hard one. But considering they did the Whiplash and the Mark 1 War Machine from Iron Man 2, they're more or less reissues.
I can see it being reissued.
I can see it being reissued as well. And, for your sake and whoever else wants it, I hope it is.
Yeah.
I'm getting talked into the War Machine Mark 1 to go with the Mark 6, all right?
I really want a War Machine Mark 1.
Yeah.
If I were to get any iron-clad bloke.
Iron people.
It's Rhodey.
Yeah.
I don't have any vehicles myself, Oliver.
I have the Batpod, and I think, bar maybe getting a speeder in the future, I'd say that will be it. I feel like the Batwing might be a flex. Yeah, this is the whole thing. We addressed that already. I get where you're coming from, but if it's not 1/6 scale, I'm not sure does it count. Or maybe it's like them saying no one's going to buy a 1/6 scale Batwing, but they might buy a 1/12. So I can see that angle.
Yeah.
Like you said, Ben. All right, so let's take a look at some more photos. So this is a different angle of the N1 Naboo starfighter. Gonk droid, Jawa. Is this R4?
Yeah, I like how they've been able to integrate those two into the scene to try and.
I think they could have made a bit
upsells.
more effort and made the old-fashioned kitchen table they have here actually look like a sand or something. It doesn't really look like.
I know, and you could have had
sand.
a couple more than one Jawa. Like it just looks a bit random that there's just the one Jawa there.
Do you know what would make this
an
sand base
R5.
better? They should have put some
Sandman?
footprints on it.
Oh,
No, yes, a sandman and some footprints, some little footprints, just so we know
just
where to put
two.
everything. Yeah.
Although I say about R5 looking random. That being said, have you watched the sort of leaked trailer footage, season 3?
No.
One shot that does look like there's an astromech sat where Grogu is sat. So,
Really?
yeah, and I couldn't really make out if it was R5 or if it was a different unit completely. But yeah, and I think Grogu's flying around in the actual cockpit with Mando.
Right.
So yeah, who knows? Mando, because he hates his droids, doesn't he? But he might acquire one, which could be cool.
So I wonder what is Grogu up to then?
What's he ever up to? Little scamp.
So here it is.
It looks cool though, did it?
Yeah, it does look cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put up the Jazz Inc. one. Is the Batwing still on your screen? Yeah.
Yeah. Scott's made a good point about R5 actually being with Peli Moto, I think, when they're doing the ship. So yeah, maybe he goes back and gets him. Sorry.
All right. Products 1/6 scale. The vehicles. Okay, I'm just gonna find this. Oh my god, this thing is epic. All right, I just have to. Right, I'm gonna share. So we'll have a look at this one. Just commit it to memory. You have your acrylic bat stand. This does look plasticky, probably because it's made of plastic. Yeah, that's the Hot Toys prototype that might never come to fruition, but maybe it will. Who knows? So we're just going to share. Stop that. I'm going to share another. Right, so Chrome tab and Jazz Inc. dioramas. I just think.
I mean, it's on another level.
It's on another level. I think it's just the actual, just the paint app straight away or whatever it is.
It's got more of a matte finish, hasn't it?
Yes. Which looks more screen accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that looks so cool with him sat in there. Wow, straight in the childhood.
That is deadly. I always thought there was 2 Gatling guns, but
the way that the sort of paint apps give that like rusty effect on those weapons just looks fantastic.
This is so cool. Like in 1989, and like the film still holds up. I know you have to take it with a pinch of salt, but not.
It was like, honestly, that film was, that kind of alongside like the animated X-Men cartoon were probably my gateways into comic book reading and, ultimately being the nerd that I am today. Like it's it was a game-changing film.
Man. So that was that, and we'll go back and just go back to this Facebook. Okay, I'm just going to address the chat really quickly. So
yeah.
Footprints. Yeah, you need those footprints so you can, and where to put, the Gonk droid and IG-11 and R4. Is R5 not there when they're building the ship? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think he was with Peli Moto, I think, when they, when she gifts it to him or whatever.
I have the 112 from Jazz. It is plastic, but the paint apps. Oh yeah, the Justmobile gotcha. Yeah. Trevor Weed, 2 days in a row. He was here yesterday as well.
Good man.
I dread to think how that 1.6. Yeah, it'd just be like, you're gonna need a bigger boat.
It's a wall.
So-
It's a wall, basically.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Bennikin.
Bennikin, yeah. Hey lads,
Hello there.
how are you, Bennikin? Yeah. So right, what else do we have then? Just gonna mark this. We have a Marco. Now they're all coming in. I didn't even play hard to get with Marco. Go back out so I can play hard to get, please. How are you, Marco? You good?
You can't
I'm
play
doing
hard to
great.
get with this guy.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
How are you,
I'm
man? Nice
alright.
to meet you.
Hey, pleasure to meet you, Ben. And I
just want to see what it sees on your hat. What type of hat is it? Is it a team
Oh,
hat? or-
it's a golf hat, actually.
Oh, right. I thought it
Yeah.
said something like "Live, Love, Laugh" on it, and I was going to. Give
You know what? That
a
would be on
mountain of
brand for me,
abuse.
but not this particular one. But so Ben, just so I know who to direct Gigi at, you were the one that finally got me to get Maji cases, and I know you won that the contest with Graham. But
As
seeing your
someone who
setup-
didn't even pay for them myself.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. You seeing your setup, I was like, oh, it's just so clean. Like, I think it's gonna work in my space. So I know I was messaging you this weekend, like, hey, tell me about a little bit more about the ones you got. But yeah, I
Yeah,
just
no,
love your setup.
they're amazing, and Graham's video to help assemble them was really sort of simple. Once I'd done the first one, the second one was a breeze, and yeah, they're just game changers. If anything, now it's just like what do I want to showcase, because everything looks so good in there that it's almost like every day I look at it, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to put my Star Wars figures back in there, and yeah, so
That's
yeah.
the beauty of having the space, though, right? You can kind of rotate out and make it whatever
Yeah.
you feel like for that week or
Yeah.
day.
Absolutely.
That's good, man. So have you ordered, or are you considering still, or?
Depends who's asking, but I may or may not have placed a small little order. I think, if you order enough of them, they're semi-reasonable in price, just given how expensive display cases are. Like, I was searching high and low for all these alternatives, and I finally said, you know what, I might as well get my order in now, so I can hopefully get them in 6 months to a year from now.
Yeah.
Didn't Detolfs go up again? I saw recently as well. So
They're about
They're like
$100
$100 a
now,
pop now.
yeah, so it's for the difference and what you're getting, it's worth thinking about, Shane.
It's Lael's fault. I hope he's still listening in the gym. It's his fault creating this supply shortage, because he has the room of infinity Detolfs, and now they're 100 each. Like, so if you're listening, Lael, we know.
The thought of someone listening to my voice at the gym is hilarious to me. Come on, Leo, you can do it. Push. One more rep.
Yeah, go team. So what do we have? Not sure why Hot Toys want to go head to head with Jazz Inc. on the things they actually have a license for. Yeah, that's true. They do have a license for it. Yeah, Jazz Inc. It's the only license they have, I think, maybe. 5.9 feet in length and 3.1 foot wingspan.
Holy cow.
Is that
Wow.
the Naboo Starfighter, or is that the Jazz Inc. 1/6 scale 1989 Batman? I feel that's the Batwing. Yeah, it was
It's
absolutely
actually the
huge.
size of Lael's arms after he goes to the gym.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm still sore that the Detolf price went up. I'm telling you, Lael's been buying them up.
Yeah.
Probably be a struggle to get out of the box. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Right, so Marco, we're going to get your thoughts on some things. So, seeing as this one is already up, talk to us. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a slippery slope right here, right? Number one, where the heck would you put it? And then number two, you'd have to get every figure to accompany this. And I know currently they're not cheap. So maybe that would mean
We think
reissues.
this might be 1/12 scale though.
Oh, I see.
Or
Okay.
we could be wrong. We're trying to. Jazz Inc. put up a post saying that, like, kind of critiquing it, and saying that he thinks it's 1/12 scale. We don't really know, but just yeah. Go on, continue on.
No, thank you for that refresher. I did actually see that post, but it didn't click in my mind. So even if this is 1/12 scale, it makes it a bit more manageable, and beautiful piece. Like, you know, we're big Batman heads, so something like this would be awesome to add. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm glad that they're kind of venturing into the vehicles though, because as I think I've said previously, I'm planning to get the tumbler. So some companion pieces would be fun, but limited space and fun. So
Yeah, exactly. Definitely a space eater. Just really quick before we go on. Holy hugeness, Batman. That's ridiculous. Laugh out loud. And Ryan, I would need to take the roof off. Yeah, definitely. Where do you put it? How do you display it?
Thing is, with these bat wings, you can hang them. You can't hang a tumbler, can you? But you can very much hang, you know, a bat pod or a starfighter or whatever. So, I mean, how you do that, I don't know. I can barely build Lego, but I'm sure there's ways to do it, you know, safely and stuff.
Yeah, my floating shelves are still up, but I'm not sure how I feel about hanging a $2,500 piece off the roof over me.
Especially after your disaster the other day. When you were telling the story, I was just like, oh no, please.
I got so lucky. Just in case people didn't hear that story, long story short, upgraded suit, Spider-Man is perched on the Mysterio drones. The Mysterio drone is kind of loose. I heard a bang from upstairs. What happened was the Mysterio drone just went like this, just enough so Spider-Man jumped, clipped Rocket, who was on the shoulder of Iron Patriot, and everything came tumbling down on top of my laptop. No damage. I don't know how.
Wow.
Laptop is fine. All like the swap out parts popped off the Iron Patriot, but I genuinely thought there was going to be limbs gone. I've looked around for scratches on it. No, so I just reposed it so that the feet are flat. Like, but I know
it's because his Spidey sense went off before it happened, and he saved himself.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, quite possibly. But
as a fellow not stand user, I definitely have had my fair share of figures toppling over, and you hear that thump, and you're just praying, like, come on, please,
not
please
the
make
nose.
It one more. Yeah, that's right. Not the nose, not the hair.
Yeah.
Only slight damage on a few of my figures.
Because I mean, in a D12. And let's say it's 1 or 2 per shelf, like it's going to fall forward.
Go so far, isn't it? Yeah.
But the floating shelves with no stand. Look, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm a bit of a risk taker. I don't use stands, and I order from Toys Wonderland. I mean, come on. Like, you know, like what can you do?
Gambler.
Yeah. N1, yes. Chris K says the Batwing on Jazz Inc. is 114 centimeters by 132. That's 133 really, by 37. Wow. Forgot.
What's that in inches? I work better in inches in my head. What's that?
It's huge.
Okay.
Just in case you have just joined us, please take the time to subscribe to 16fix on YouTube and follow 16fix. It's actually at 1_6_fix on Instagram. We have Marco, who'll be joining me on his episode of Visions this Sunday after Collector's Lounge. Would that be right, Marco?
That's correct. Yeah, appreciate the plug and looking forward to our chat.
No problem. Not that they will release it, but the price would be scarier than the box. Probably. All right, let's see what's next on the agenda. So, what are your thoughts on the Naboo Starfighter, the Mando Fast and Furious version, Marco?
Yeah, I love this version of his ship, right? Like, I've got the HasLab Razor Crest, and that's a great add. But this is like so unique to, you know, I was going to say the third season, but to the Book of Boba Fett. That, you know, I'm
2.5.
Really thinking there you go, 2.5. I'm really thinking they're going to make this one. I know, Shane, you and I were kind of debating a little bit. I think that they saw the success of the HasLab Razor Crest. They know they can throw a Grogu in here. Mando is so hot that, and it's like, it's large, but it's not like ridiculously large, right? It feels like it might end up in the sweet spot where they could charge, you know, $900 to $1,000, and people, there'll be a market for it. So yeah, I like it. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I just I think this is going to be massive as well. I think the photos undersell us on how huge this is, because I think this is 1/6 scale. We have an R5D4. Now, the thing is, if they're going to release this, they should just give us the Gonk droid, the R5D4, the Jawa, the Grogu. They give Grogu with everything and throw in a Mando pilot as well.
I think it'll be a set. I think it'll be R5 and that BD unit. I think it'll be the two of them, like a little droid pack sort of thing.
And imagine if that was the only way you could get that R5. You know how Star Wars collectors are completionists?
Yeah.
That would
or even BD, like, people love that. The game and that BD unit means a lot of people. Means a lot to people.
This
Agreed.
could
I'm
very well happen. So I'm just going to catch up on this before you go on to the next photo. We have Chris K. Not that they will release it, but the price would be scarier than the box. I read that one already. Shipping costs and import charges be enough to scare me away. Yeah, look, it's a bank loan or bank robbery if you want it.
It just flies itself to your destination.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so it's basically a drone, man.
Yeah,
37 in the chat. Happy days. Sorry, ASG, it's 44. I like the way this guy went and converted it. Trevor Weed is becoming a local hero. He was here yesterday and he said it was the first time he caught me live. And then, he was very active in the chat. So he's got the 45 inches
Trevor.
by 52 by 14.5 inches. There you go.
Love the precision.
That's bloody
right
massive.
Yeah. So this is, I believe, Costa. I really hope I'm not getting the name right. Pop Culture Living Room. We've streamed together once, I think, on Dante's channel. If you want to come in, man, just let me know in the comments, and I'll send you a link. I think you're a big Dark Knight fan, I believe, or maybe. No, we were definitely in agreement on something on that stream anyway. So if you're free and you want to join in, let me know and I'll send you the link. Pop Culture Living Room. That thing will be at least 3 feet long. I need to move Marco over here so we can see him all. There you go. Sorry, Marco.
Don't deprive the internet of that beautiful face.
We're not missing anything.
Exactly. That thing would be at least 3 foot long. Look how small the Mando is in the cockpit. Yeah, that is true. N1, yeah, that's huge.
There's a lot of measurements flying about in the chat right now.
Yeah, exactly. These vehicles are very, very big. They will be expensive. The shipping will torture your soul. And don't get us started on the customs charges. What's up, guys? Riley, again, if you want to come in, just let us know. I think I sent you the link. 5 feet, that is just crazy. Declan Doyle, the euro and dollar is equal. Hard for European collectors. Yeah, it's true. The euro has definitely lost a lot of strength. It's the dollar. The dollar index has just been increasing in value.
They're 1-to-1 right now, right? Oh, he's saying
yeah. Like it's the dollar. If you look at it, it's the what is the DXY? It's like it's a chart which like compares the dollar's value to multiple other currencies and gets an average. It's just been increasing over the last few months. Probably because people are selling stocks and crypto and everything and just putting money back into the dollar. So
cash.
Exactly. They're preparing for the recession. Maybe we're in one.
Don't get him started on money, guys.
Yeah,
sorry. I find it interesting. Probably the R5D4 with another Jawa. Mario, no way the N1 is coming. I like the way Mario just says, it's not happening, lads. Don't get your hopes up. I would agree with him. We didn't see the Anakin Starfighter. Although, they teased the DeLorean 7 years ago and then released it, so you never know.
And can I quote The Dark Knight really quick?
Yep.
Where Commissioner Gordon tells Batman, well, it's not The Dark Knight, excuse me, Batman Begins. He talks about escalation, right? We start carrying semi-automatics. They carry automatics. We start wearing masks. The moment we paid for that Joker rooted 2-pack, $1,000+, and people going on eBay paying $1,000+ for the HasLab Razor Crest, I think Hot Toys maybe saw like, okay, people are willing to pay a premium for premium pieces. So the market has changed a little bit. I still think you guys are right.
I think collectors are actually responsible. They set off a chain reaction, and that's why gas prices are so high.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. This niche market, it's the butterfly effect, and now you have to take out a loan to drive to work. I'm finishing up at work. Doubt. If you're still having to finish, cool, man. Just let us know or send us a DM on Instagram, and I'll share the link. I shared the link with Mario. but I think he might be working or doing something like that. You can always quit your job, Mario. Come on. I agree. You have a better chance of seeing God than you have with the N1 being released. Boba Fettuccine, how are you? That's just the name just gets me every time. Do we get the N1 just as soon as we get this shield? Yeah, that's funny. That is funny.
I know there's a lot of history
Wait, that was
saying
the
it
thing?
won't happen.
I didn't see the tease. See the detail on the inside of these engines.
Amazing.
That is insane. Like just a little
It's
blades
just such
here.
like a genius thing to do. Like take something from the prequels that holds so much nostalgia for people, but like just to strip it back and give it the look they have. And obviously the way they've taken out the astromech, pit and made it for Groot is just genius. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really liked it. I'm gonna watch actually episode 5 and 6 again during the week. So what I'm gonna do with the 2Es, just seeing as you're here now, I'm gonna ask. We're gonna play yes no. Basically, are you interested in it or not? Like you don't have to fully commit to pre-ordering and anything. Just like we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have the Arena Boba Fett, you have the Kenobi from Kenobi, you have the 1973 Wolverine that we saw yesterday, the Listerine Iron Man, and then Neo from the worst Matrix film, we'll call him. So yes no, you're either interested or you're not. Even if you're a little bit interested, you can say yes. So it's binary. Marco, the first one.
Yes, 100%.
Second one.
Yes.
The third one.
Yes.
The fourth one.
Shove it.
The last one.
Maybe. Okay. No.
Oh God! I hope Gigi wasn't watching. So 3 out of 5. Okay, yeah. Ben. First one.
No.
Second one.
Yes.
The third one.
Yes.
Let's
The
go.
fourth one.
Oh hell no.
The last one.
No, thank you.
Gotcha. That's very polite. So I would be no, yes, no. Just yeah. And again, I want to see the head sculpt on that one.
That Boba, right?
Yeah.
That was that was a disappointment in the comics, and suddenly it's like a thing for Hot Toys and a thing for Hasbro. So in the comics, there were all these variants released, and they, we saw the key art and we saw this new kind of black armor design on Boba, and it was like Star Wars fans were like really hype and stuff, and then it ended up just being like a prequel comic to War of the Bounty Hunters that. And it's essentially temporary spray. He just temporarily sprays his armor. That doesn't sort of make sense anyway, because there's fabric underneath and stuff. And apparently the spray just conveniently wears off after So I'm very I just don't get the decision. I do get the decision because it's easy money, isn't it? It does look really, really cool. But yeah, it just baffled me, to be honest. And then Hasbro announced theirs today as well.
It's like they went from Iron Man, which they're still churning out any sort of. If you have a favorite color, just hold out. Chances are you'll see a Mark 85 with that color.
I did see someone display it with the white prototype sideshow armor.
All right.
Which looks very cool. Here's a fun fact for you. That tattoo, right, is the original Boba Fett logo design that could only be seen on the white version of the armor that's on display at George Lucas's ranch.
Is that the kind of signet, his version of the signet?
Yeah, so it was one of the first concept designs before they added the tusks and stuff.
Ah, cool.
And it can only be seen on that white armor at Lucas's
Deadly
crib.
Apologies here. Sorry, Shane. I thought that was the Vader from Obi on the far left. So, so since it's the repaint Boba, that one I've been sleeping on. I'm on the wait list. I don't think I need it, so probably a no on that one.
Yeah,
but it does look cool.
Look, I'm a Boba fan as much as the next guy, but I mean, got the original trilogy one, and I've got the Boba robot. I think I'm set, to be honest. But
and when they release the Boba from Return of the Jedi with the Sarlacc pit base again next year, then that's going to be a must-have too, right? So can't have all. I'm
gonna skip on that, I think. Ryan McCarthy, he said, I saw on Instagram that the motors are motorized and the fans moved. So that's the Naboo Starfighter. Cool. Like the Vulture they're apparently doing. 37 in the chat. Very much appreciated, folks. I'll just do a quick check. I know I had a good week. I've been enjoying the content, and 890 folks. That's I'm very, very happy. I do appreciate it. Just want to acknowledge
smashing
the
it, mate.
support.
Absolutely smashing
Thank
it.
you. I really do appreciate it. Enjoying every minute of it. So, did Ben see Hot Toys accidentally leak that they're doing a Sandman figure? You got your wish, Ben. So, apparently they did.
Yeah,
And
so
right-
it's written though, and like I just don't. I need to see. Like I don't know. It's not clear if it's a base or if it's an actual figure or if it's like another version of the Lizard diorama, base where we're just getting half of a power pose type situation. I want my Flint. Like I want full body Flint. That's what I want.
I'm getting the impression that you want the Sandman.
Like literally, Shane. Like him and Rhino are like
I can
two
sense
of my
it.
favorite characters in not even Spider-Man, just like in comics. Like I love those
Yeah.
assholes, and I need them in figure form.
All right, so we just got one more chat here. I'm looking forward to Neo. I'm that one guy that liked the Matrix Resurrection.
You're the guy.
You're the guy. That's
You're
nice
the
the way they
guy,
made a
Scott.
film just for one guy. In fairness, I like when people have like, I don't agree with you. I know I'm in the minority, but I have the confidence to say it. Go you, Scott.
Yeah, it's
so
fair. You know what?
I like
Like
it then.
it's, I could see what they were trying to do was very brave. I thought, like, and I don't think it worked, but I did admire how kind of meta they were trying to make it and stuff. Like I kind of liked
it was
the
like
avenue.
self-aware, like.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked the initial idea, just not the execution.
Cool. So, thoughts on the head sculpt? Give me a number out of 10, Ben.
Look, it's not perfect, but it's like I've got a lot of third-party figures, so I'm not. My standards are much lower. So for me, it's like I don't know, 7.
And Marco?
So I've seen a few shots of different angles, and I think it's one of those that really has to have the right lighting, but when you get it there, it looks pretty spot on. So I'm going to say once you get it home and get it in your DTOF lighting, it's going to be like an 8.75. So I think I've seen enough to know it's going to be a good one.
An 8.75.
Yeah.
Did you do some like calculus to work that out? Like
I did. Not quite a 9, but
yeah. When you say lighting, do you mean in the dark or like?
wow, how dare you?
Savage.
Look, I've said it before on multiple streams and multiple different videos. Sometimes people just go to oh, it's trash, or it's amazing. So people are like, it's an 8, 9, 10, or it's a 1, 2, 3. The numbers are in between. I think it's a 6. Like I can definitely see flash to Ewan McGregor here. I just think it needs a bit of work. So yeah, I think it needs a bit of work, and I think it will get to work.
I'm going to try to send you the one that I saw recently that convinced me, because this isn't great right here.
Yeah. Now, here, I think this head sculpt is amazing, but like, just in case anyone was on the live stream yesterday, or just in case they saw the video I made about the drops yesterday, I'm not going back on my word. In the video, there was one particular close-up of the head sculpt where he's wearing the brown real leather jacket, and the head sculpt was, I'd say, close to a 10. But then in other situations and other angles, it looked nothing like him, and I thought that was really strange, because something was like, if it could be a 10, and then from a different angle might be like a 9 or an 8, but it was like night and day. But this looks fantastic. Like, this looks great.
I'm sorry, I was
Not-
just
not
creasing
you,
so
so-
hard at Chris K's comment about Obi-Wan looking like Noel Edmonds. That's broken me.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah,
an
it's
English,
it's a
TV.
very British thing, but lol. This right has stressed me out, because for the last like 5 months I've been eyeing up a really old Susu Toys Quicksilver figure, or Speed Silver I think they call it, from that scene in Days of Future Past. and I've talked myself out of it numerous times. Like, it's coming from Japan. There's, like, potentially get stung with customs, and it's such an old figure. If I get it out the box, will the leather completely fall apart? And I've had that situation before, so I talked myself out of it. Then they announced this, and I'm thinking, right, you've got the Susu Toys Quicksilver, you've got this Wolverine figure, and then you can easily pick up, I think Toys Era did a Xavier from the 70s, and I'm just thinking, you can right there recreate the scene, where all you need then is the Magneto, the Fassbender Magneto, and that's like one of my favorite scenes in comic book movie history, like that Quicksilver scene. So that's kind of where my head's at the moment, and I'm that close to picking up the Quicksilver in anticipation for this in a couple of years. Looks good, man.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to like about this. I would usually go towards the deluxe version. I'm not getting this straight out. I am a fair weather X-Men fan, and I don't think the films did him any justice. I did not like the original trilogy. I didn't like the origin stories. Maybe one of the films was all right. I did actually like the Days of Future Past, and I watched Michael Fassbender in anything, and James McAvoy. I really, really enjoyed all that. But for me, what gives me the ability to actually watch any of these films is Hugh Jackman's performance as Wolverine. And I know people say he was too tall. I thought he was class in it. I know he plays an a-hole. He does it so well. The guy is built like a brick house. He is in like phenomenal shape, and the stuff that he put himself to go through that, I just thought that was amazing, and how he conducted himself and everything. Yeah, he's too tall, I get that. But I just thought he did a great job, and he kind of strings a lot of the kind of, it's like the reason I would watch him performing as Wolverine. But if I was to buy Wolverine, I want him with the adamantium blades. So
okay,
yeah. But no, I won't. But Marco, what you think?
So Days of Future Past is one of my favorite comic book films, and one of my favorite films, period. But it might be like top 5 all-time comic book films for me.
Yes.
So I think this looks terrific. I'm a bit afraid of the price given the base and the genuine leather jacket. I don't know what that's going to cost us, but very eager to find out, because
the genuine leather jackets in both of them, Marco, I would say don't go for the deluxe.
Okay. Because the base isn't that crazy, right? You could
and I can't see any bases in your very clean display.
Don't you get rubble in the normal one anyway? It's just more rubble in the deluxe one. Is that right?
No, the deluxe one looks like. I was going to say a joke there, but like it's way inappropriate, so I'm not going to say it. There's a lot of like. There is just it's total carnage. Like it's total carnage.
Yeah,
I did really like the pose that they put him in, where he's kind of sat amongst the ruins. Like that really sold it for me. That pose in particular.
So you're going deluxe, Ben?
It depends if I get this Quicksilver figure. Because if I get this Quicksilver figure, then I only need the figure. I don't necessarily need the whole composition. If I don't get Quicksilver, then I want him to be the showpiece, so I probably will go for the deluxe so that I can have all the bells and whistles and have him, front and center. I love this, and I love this film, and I just wish we got other characters from this film. Like, I'm a massive Colossus fan, and I'm glad we never got that version of Colossus, and like imagine a Bishop figure from this film.
Oh, Bishop would be great.
Like, I think a third party did do the Iceman, but it'd be nice to have a proper Hot Toys version. Yeah,
I do love that they're re-exploring this film, and this will probably be the only thing we get. But if they started, potentially giving us a few more, that would be terrific. But that being said, I'm really curious why they chose to go with this specific one. As Shane was saying, he doesn't have the adamantium claws. And I'm just wondering if it was a reason for them to throw in that leather jacket. Like, okay, let's flex the new tech that we're working on. We're giving you leather. We're giving you the seamless arms. Like, I wonder if this one just fit the bill. So, like, okay, let's dust off this head sculpt. There's, demand for a Wolverine.
You know, I think 40 in the chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I think that they're pulling a bit of an in art here. They know that, like, you know, Wolverine's a popular character. They know that for the most part, you know, I know people say he was too tall or whatever like that, but Hugh Jackman kind of nailed it. Like, this is a unique figure, kind of fits into a Toy Fair exclusive, kind of been done before, but just different iteration. They're good at his head sculpt. Just, I think there's a lot kind of doing that. They must be watching. I'd imagine they're paying attention to content creators and the leather peeling issue. They're like, right, we're going to fix this. What will it take? A bit of leather, grand throw it in there. They're looking at what InArt's doing. Hence, you have those seamless wrists.
Exactly.
It's a fantastic figure. I genuinely think this is one I might enable myself on, but I'm going to stay true and say no. But you know what? They started off first class quite well, and then Days of Future Past I thought was fantastic, and then the third one was just
Apocalypse. Yeah, it was the same problem with Ultron. It's like in the comics, the Age of Ultron is it's an Age of Ultron. You know, it's like for years they've been living in this dystopian Ultron-like world, and it's the same with Apocalypse. You know, that was a whole spin-off series in the comics that went for years, and it was a whole nother reality, and it's basically a fortnight in the film. Like, not even that, it's like Apocalypse's Big Weekend. That's what the film should have been called.
Weekend with Apocalypse. Yeah.
that's
Weekend
funny,
with
man.
Apocalypse. Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna fly down to some of these chats. There's a good chance they could do multiple versions of Kenobi. What do you think? Yeah, I think a lot of people would like the.
I'd like the
initial-
last one.
yeah. And the last one, yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Needs a bit more work. Someone last night said it looked like William H. Macy. I don't know who that is.
I think he's from Shameless, in the American Shameless.
Oh right, is he in Mystery Men?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the British Shameless, and I thought it was hilarious. And again, James McAvoy, but I never watched the American version. Obi-Wan looks like Noel Edmonds. This is.
Yeah, I mean, that comment broke me.
Under a certain lighting at most angles, it's the 10. He's talking about Wolverine, I imagine. Declan Doyle. What's the group's opinions on Sideshow Clone Wars line? What's your opinion, Marco?
They need to be stripped of their license. Some people need to have some congressional hearings. We need to get to the bottom of why these are so bad. It's just not good enough. And I think I made this analogy, I think it was on Collecting Weekly, where, okay, they're a distributor and they do really good statues, but when it comes to the 1/6 line, if you're going to make stuff of that quality, then make it like the Amazon basics of figures, and price it at $100. But if you're going to price it at a premium tier, it's just not good enough. So they look awful.
Yeah. I outlined my thoughts in a video yesterday. It's about 1.5 minutes long. If you haven't watched it, maybe go check it out. Won't waste too much of your time.
It'll tickle you.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I'm reacting specifically to this new Ahsoka that they're teasing. Obviously, the other two we know, but my gosh.
Did you get a chance to watch the video I put out, Marco?
I haven't had a chance yet, no.
Watch it after. It's about 1.5 minutes. Like, so it won't waste too much of your time. Like, sorry, Ben.
The thing with the Snips figure now is that I think she actually elevates the other two figures. Like, I think as a display, having the 4 of them, if you include the Yoda figure that's coming, I think that will look good as a display. But the problem is with them, they will never look good individually in someone's collection. And therefore, you need to, as you say, Marcus, price them at that third-party level of like 100, 120, bucks or whatever, like to warrant the fact that they don't look great. But I do think aesthetically, like, to have the whole collection, like, I think if I got one, I'd need 3 at a minimum. Otherwise, they would just look a bit pants by themselves. But, yeah.
And we have a celebrity in the house, Bob Dylan. Not the musician, but he's my go-to guy if I have a Hot Toys related question. Yeah, he's not the lesser known musician. He's the actual Bob Dylan we have here. So, what I did in the morning. Look at the Oxford definition of sideshow. This is going to be funny. A small show or stall at an exhibition, fair, or circus. 2. A minor or diverting incident or issue, especially one which distracts attention from something more. Brilliant. That is the comment of the day. You win today's live stream, Bob. Good stuff. That's funny. Right, go back and have a look at these photos. I want to see more of this Mark IV. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. We've heard about it. I think this looks good, though. Like, this looks good.
Decent. It does, yeah.
I mean, the head sculpt got a lot of bash, and I actually thought the head sculpt was all right. I was one of the few, but did you see Thor, Marco?
I haven't seen these pictures yet. No, these are very new to me. This looks great.
Did you see the movie?
Oh, did I see the movie?
Yeah.
Yes, I did see the movie, and it did not look great to me. I was pretty underwhelmed overall. I think it'll make like a fun rewatch on Disney Plus, but yeah, not. A
I just want us to gang up on Ben. We're big bullies.
Ben, did you enjoy it?
I had a good time. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, fair.
Like yeah, like it's weird because I think I'm usually the first to sort of be quite cynical and critical of stuff, but I get the criticisms. Like I completely understand it, and I do think there were moments where, you know, a joke was just told too many times, or it felt out of place, or whatever. I think the biggest issue with it is that the story of Jane and the story of Gore warrant whole films by themselves, and ultimately both of those were sort of shoved into a package alongside Thor, and it just didn't, you know, nothing had enough time to kind of air out. So
I think that's a good point.
But there was a lot that I enjoyed in there. I like ridiculous stuff, and I think I often go to Marvel for that kind of palette cleansing, bright, you know, vibrant, silly.
That's why you come on my live streams. You like ridiculous stuff.
Exactly. So, you know, like I like the Batman, you know, but I also like my very kind of you know, tongue-in-cheek comic book camp stuff as well. So
yeah,
and that kind of gave me that. So I don't know.
No,
you can see a full review over on my channel if you spare 10
I'll go
minutes
check
of
that
your
out
time.
as well.
Yeah. Just click on the video. You can mute me. It just give me the view, Marcus. That's all I need.
I'm going for the look and the sound. Come on, you're the whole package. And I will say that Gigi kind of shared your opinion as well. She had a lot of fun with it. She thought there was a lot of redeeming qualities. So I totally get
we
that
have another guest. I like doing these things in the fly because you never know who'll show up. I met this guy before. Well, online. That sounds so wrong. He's laughing at me. You can go now. Sorry, Costa. I was on Dante's stream, and I felt a few of these. Some of the things he said, I was like, yeah, this guy is exactly. He came across really, really well. I'm sure you really like him. I'm sure you know him. This is Koska, I believe. I hope I'm getting the name right. From Pop Culture Living Room. Sorry, excuse my ramblings. How are you?
That's okay. And yes, you're correct, Costa. I mean, if we were going to say it in Greek, it's Costa. But hey, we'll keep
I can barely speak English.
We'll keep the American accent, or the English accent, or the Irish accent in English.
Good.
Costa.
I like the way you pointed out that England and Ireland were two different places. People still don't realize that.
Well, my wife is Irish, so she's not.
Oh well, you have no.
Yeah, she's a descendant. She's her grandmother came over, so
Right.
so yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm well versed.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm not. I think I offended Shane about 3 weeks ago when I said that isn't Ireland in the UK in his face.
No, that's all right. Like I kind of twigged your sense of humor very quickly, so I was like, don't rise to that too much. But yeah, thanks very much for hopping on, man.
Yeah, what's going on? I've been I've been creeping your videos and other live streams, and I had a blast the last time we were on together. So yeah.
Yeah, it was good actually. I had a great time on that as well. It's like, I think it was. We were definitely, there's a few things you said, and I was like definitely in agreement. Are you a big Dark Knight fan, any chance? Or?
Yeah, I think we were vibing on the new DX 19.
That's what it was, man.
It
That's
was
what
released.
It was.
Yeah, it was
That's what
released
it
at
was.
that time. So yeah.
Well, I put you right next. You're in good company here. I put you right next to
We
Mark.
did,
He's a big DX19
High
fan
fives,
as
we
well.
low fives.
Yeah.
Hey, pleasure to meet you. And since we were talking about Thor, I'm curious, Costa, what'd you think of Russell Crowe's accent in
Oh,
Thor?
God.
Okay, so I was shocked that they even went to a Greek accent. And listen, we're a proud people. I'm sure you guys, if you guys ever been to Greece or have, met Greek people, it's like, it's the Greeks and everybody else. And having Russell Crowe actually, when he first spoke to the group, he yelled out "Yassas," which means hello, and I was like, "Oh shit!" They even, threw in a little bit of Greek in there. So, I enjoyed it. At first, I was kind of a little off-put, but then I remembered how Zeus is. He's a self-absorbed asshole in mythology, and he only really cares about himself and orgies. Really, they really did a good job on that. But yeah, I thought he did a great job with the accent too. I would say it was 95%.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good to hear.
yeah.
Okay.
Because
So,
That's
yeah.
very
I didn't know
that's
what to
very
make out of
interesting
it.
to hear because you kind of watch it, as someone who's not Greek, and you're like, you wince a little bit, thinking, should I enjoy this or is this offensive? I'm not really sure what I'm kind of experiencing right now. So it's that's very interesting to hear.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be familiar. I'd be kind of the same way of thinking, because I was thinking like, I don't have anything to compare it to, because I haven't been to Greece, and I don't have any Greek friends, so I wasn't sure if they've nailed it or not. But that's good to know that they actually did a good job in it. So overall, what did you think of the movie?
So I'm a big comedy fan. So I
love this.
Taika Waititi stuff. I do, here in Philadelphia, I do improv and sketch comedy. I perform.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, cool.
So doing the YouTube stuff kind of got me that outlet during the pandemic. So I enjoyed it, not as much as Ragnarok. I did think there were a couple of places where it was a little too jokey, and it really did take me out of the scene. But overall, I thought it was fun. So
cool. I'm just going to really quickly address some chats, and then we're going to pull up some of the photos and get everyone's thoughts on these photos, because there still is a lot to talk about. I'd say we're only halfway through some of these things. So really quickly, we have Scott McDowell. Did you see the original cut of Thor was about 4 hours long, but Marvel mandated that it had to be under 2 hours. Maybe that's why I felt it crammed. I'm with you, Ben. It's no Ragnarok. A lot of diehard Ragnarok fans there. Hi, Costa. I'm not going to attempt what that is, but I'm guessing it's Greek.
Echotris Aloris. So he has 3 boys.
Oh, cool.
All right. Okay. Cool. I was fully expecting Zeus's.
Actually, did I say
Or
that
are we
right?
the 3 boys?
Hold on. That last word. Orhis.
That looks complicated.
Sounded right to me.
Orhis.
I mean, you could probably say anything at this point, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Maybe we're the three.
I don't know. Bob
maybe we're
Dylan,
the
that's
three
great
boys.
though. That's
Yeah.
great.
I was fully expecting Zeus Harem to spray his wound with Windex. I was in Greece today, beautiful country. Where are you now? Did you fly home from holidays, maybe, Ryan? Good afternoon. And he says, "What's up, Shane? Eddie Rod, how are you? Next time you hear someone in Irish accent in a movie, chances are it's terrible." Yeah, we are a judgmental bunch. You notice when if I say there's 35 in the chat, I put the emphasis on the TH sound, so I don't want to give anyone a chance to tell me that people say, Irish people a lot of time will say 30, 33. They'll drop the H, 33 and a third. Do you know what I mean? It's like the way I put the emphasis on the H so that I don't get made fun of.
I mean, I still hear.
It's all right. It's all right.
It just I'm sorry, Bob Dylan. That was it just came to me. That was hilarious.
You,
He has three testicles.
Oh, right. I see. So Bob Dylan is straight in there with the translator. I'm guessing he doesn't speak every language then.
Yeah, I mean, the S is incorrect at the end, but who cares? Anyway.
There you go.
That's
who can spell testicles on the best of days? Like, it's hard, you know.
So, so you're last in. So, what are your thoughts on this? We believe it's a quarter scale. Costa, what you think?
I mean, I think it looks great. I don't know, because I know on the battle damaged Mark 85, everybody was talking about not having the back all battle damage. So, if this is the only shot, I mean, it looks. I think it looks good. I mean, the detail on the chest and the leg. I mean, I like it. If I was collecting these quarter scales, I would definitely get it. Yeah,
I've said it like repeatedly. It's been well documented that if I had to leave the house and I had to, if God forbid the house was on fire, my Mark 6 would be coming with me. If I had to downside the collection and keep one, it'd be the Mark 6. It does actually have the swap out battle damage parts, but what it has is, it looks like it's 1/6 scale version of this chest plate because it has the whiplash damage and then some bullet holes. And the scar kind of looks like a scar over the eye, but it doesn't have these. And I know that the Mark 3, which is right behind my laptop here, the quarter scale one, does have the swap out shoulder pads as well. And this looks battle damage as well. So I'm wondering, are these swap out parts, or is it just, this is the Mark 4, it's quarter scale, oh yeah, it's battle damage, you don't have the swap out parts. It does look great. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to swap them out. I think, like,
take it or leave it.
There's too much going on the other leg as well, and like, those legs don't look like they could swap out. The chest plate does, and obviously the head and things. But yeah, no, I reckon it's going to be battle damaged. That's
battle damage quarter scale
is
Mark
what it
4.
is, sort of thing.
Still cool looking. Marco, any interest?
Well, not in quarter scale. This in 1/6 absolutely would be all in, especially after getting the 85 battle damage.
Chat amongst yourselves, lads. Right, you have to take this, okay? Sorry.
No, all good. So yeah, one of his students calling to complain about the report card, undoubtedly. But
yeah, hi Sarah, I've been watching you on a stream.
But yeah, I think this looks terrific, and honestly, yeah, the battle damage looks very finely detailed, and we'll see how much of a progression we might get with the final product. But I haven't gotten down the quarter scale line, and don't think I really will. It's just too slippery of a slope at this point. But yeah, give me this in 1/6.
It's a big old rabbit hole, isn't it, to go down? I mean, I actually used to have the quarter scale NECA turtles, and they were some of the most beautiful pieces like I've ever laid eyes on, above Hot Toys, anything. But that scale just warrants so much space, and it's just like I was just like, I can have so much more in the space that they kind of consume. So I kind of closed the door on 1/4 scale collecting.
Have you gone back to maybe get any of the 1/12 NECA, or you're done with turtles at this point? No, I'm sort of done. I've got my Casey Jones cosplay just in case I ever want to fight crime in my village. But I've only got the Universal Monster 1/12 NECA figures now. But I'd really love some 1/6 scale Universal Monsters. I know we're getting a Bela Lugosi and Mondo made a creature from the Black Lagoon, but I'd like a proper range, of Universal Monsters. But I think the licenses are all over the shop on that front. Hey, it's Mario. There we go. Wow. Mario.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
What's going on,
Hey,
man?
Good evening, good afternoon to everybody else out there. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good,
Doing
man.
well.
Good.
Sweet.
So chilling. Shane's taking.
No, I'm back.
He's back.
Yeah,
Shane's
sorry,
back,
folks.
nice.
I had to take that call. Mario, how are you?
Doing well, man. Just on a quick lunch break, thought I'd come by real quick, say hello.
Good stuff.
Still
I'm
it.
glad you did. So, in a nutshell, is there anything you saw today that you think will actually be made that you like?
Anything that, no. I
love it. I love it.
I don't know, man. I'm still waiting on some of these. I guess the R5D4, the Vader that we saw earlier. I mean, I think, did we see 2 different Vaders or did we see one? I'm kind of confused there.
I think it was just one. I think it's like the one that they showed a few months ago, or like maybe a month ago. It's something
Had a
else,
sexy
and then-
new base, didn't it? New
Yeah,
base.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's the thing. It looks like the recycled base from the quarter scale piece. I was wondering if they actually, if we're getting 2 different versions. I'm just kind of curious about that. But I mean, you know, to be honest, there's some beautiful looking figures that showed up last night, you know, and today. This Mark 6 is really a surprise as well, man. And for it to be battle damaged, I'm really not sure. I'm sure they would look amazing in quarter scale, but I mean, I think most of the history has been where the quarter scales are usually clean. So to see something battle damaged is kind of, you know, kind of a trip. I'm curious if it might be swap out parts if it's fully damaged, battle damaged. So.
Yeah, we were discussing that, and I was saying that like I've got the 6 scale one, and the chest piece here looks basically the same as it looks like a quarter scale version of the swap out one on the 6 scale, and the same as the faceplate. However, the 6 scale doesn't have the damaged shoulder pads or the bit on the thigh, so you could be right. It could be all just battle damage. I don't know. Would they give swap out parts for the top half and leave the bottom scar?
Well, they did. I think the first Mark 6 that came out, the all plastic one, you can pretty much swap most of the body for damaged parts. I remember there's like a swap out arm and shoulder pads, the thigh pads, the face mask. It had so much that were swappable. So it's too bad they don't do that anymore. I really wish they would, but you know, it is what it is these days.
So we're just gonna do like a quick fire round, like so. Like you're gonna you either say yes or no. Yes is if you kind of have some interest in this and you could see yourself potentially pulling the trigger on this, and no if you're like, yeah, no interest. Marco?
No interest.
Ben?
Yeah, no.
Costa?
I'm gonna also say no.
And Mario?
Hell no.
I think I'm the only one. I have the 6 scale version. I can't rule this out because the Mark 6 is my favorite armor. So I'll carry the torch. Right, so let's have a look at something else. So we've seen this already, so I'm going to figure to do. What are your thoughts on the whole base thing, like the way that they just give a separate base? Is this good or bad? What do you think, Ben?
Look, you know, I would rather a figure like when it's an actual character, you know, like, but then you know the price is going to be what, $150 more than what this diorama base is putting people back. So I guess what's nice about it is you kind of get best of both worlds, in the sense that you've got the opportunity to feel like you own a lizard figure, but it's not a whole figure. And it kind of serves to elevate one of your Spider-Men. So like I can see why they do it, and I think it'll do really well. And I'm quite excited for the idea of Hot Toys separating dioramas and giving that as an extra option to people. So yeah, I think I'm excited to see where this leads. But I always hated the look of this lizard. I hate the design, and didn't really enjoy the who's it? Reese Ifans, is it? The actor who played Kurt Connors. I just did not enjoy it. I kind of liked it a little bit more in No Way Home, because he kind of spoke in a little bit more like over the top sort of fashion, and that goofy, kind of it kind of reminded me a little bit more of the comics then, and I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of dig this. And if they full on put him in like purple trousers and a lab coat in that film, I would have been fully on board. But yeah.
And what about you, Marco? Do you think like it's like the reason I'm asking the question is because if I'm going to commit to getting these 3 Spider-Mans and do the meme pose or whatever, that's another 3 Spider-Mans. I have 5. No one needs 8 Spider-Mans. That's overkill. So like this is something, you know, like, and I'm a fairly refined collector, but that's like not refined at all. That's like ridiculous. So my point is, when I saw that the Andrew was on its own, I was like, brilliant. I had no interest in the lizard. I prefer that than them to put you behind this paywall and said, right, if you want the Andrew, you have to take the lizard too, and that's another $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what do you think? Like, is it a good move, or were you like no interest, or what?
No, I think exactly right. I'm glad that they're not forcing you to get this base if you want the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Also, if you already have the 1.0 version, or even the Amazing Spider-Man 1 version, even if it wouldn't be film accurate, you could pair it with this base if you really wanted to.
Gotcha.
So I really appreciate this, and I don't feel one way or the other about it because it isn't for me. But it's cool that we can at least have the representation, opposed to them just doing nothing and kind of leaving your... If you really were going for this full diorama, you'd kind of have an incomplete set and have to go for that terrible third-party one we've seen. So this is a much better alternative.
I think it looks alright, that one.
The third-party one?
The Premier Toys one, I think it's alright. For what it is,
Yeah, I guess so. It'll definitely fit the
No,
bill,
don't back down, Marco. You stick to your guns. It's okay to disagree.
No, I just I want to see both sides here, but I
don't know why I'm defending the lizard. By the way, I absolutely hate the design.
If you look at that versus just this Hot Toys base, like the amount of detail is just significantly more here. So there's some options for people's displays.
And what do you think, Costa?
Well, I think they should have done a figure, right? They could have done, we have the King Shark coming, something that size, Venom size. They could have done a figure, but I'm going to agree with Riley in the chat. I don't know. I don't think it would have sold as well as a full figure paying like $300, because right now it's what I think it's going to be, at least in Hong Kong, it's around 150 maybe, right? So so you
between
can get
115 and 150 or something like that.
So you can get this for 150, stick it in your display, and you can have like an almost Sinister Six, right? Because you only have half of them. And we'll have Electro, we'll have Goblin, Ock. You can put your Mysterio in there if you want to include that as part of, the Sinister Six. And I think that this was, for Hot Toys, the right way to go with it.
I think so too. I'd imagine, think about Riley and KG, man. I was not that wise when I were their ages. I'm not going to speak about what age they were or anything, but like Riley and KG are they're like wise heads on young shoulders. That's a bloody good compliment to get. So that's 100% really. I couldn't say it any better than Riley has there. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he's wrong about Sandman, but he's wrong about Sandman. That would sell like hot.
Yeah, watch this space.
That would be figure of the year. It's what the people want. Give us a Sandman figure.
Well,
Sandman's new Iron Man, man.
Sandman was part of the better trilogy, even though the Amazing Spider-Man only got 2 movies. Better, and it was it was a more compelling character to me than the Lizard in Amazing Spider-Man 2, because he was a father and he was doing things. What he was doing was for his daughter, and that kind of like I have 3 daughters, so
I get you. Yeah.
I can relate. And
fair.
if you have it in the non-stand form with like sand attachments, and get a Thomas Hayden Church head sculpt, I think it would be hard for me to pass that one up, because usually when I get figures, it's either something that resonates with me, or it's an actor that I really like, and that's the only way you can have that actor, and it's a character that you like. You go for it. That's why I'm waiting for Timothy Oliphant's head sculpt for Covenant.
Yeah. Mario.
I totally relate to that. Oh, sorry. Really quick. I was just going to say, I totally relate to that in terms of the actor. Like for Moff Gideon in season 2 of Mando, I wasn't super impressed by his character, but I was like, I need to have Giancarlo in the collection, so got to get that figure.
Nice. Gus.
Yeah, and you need to get the Los Pollos Hermanos t-shirt to put on him as well, man.
At least a bucket of chicken to go with.
He is, like, Breaking Bad is my all-time favorite TV show. I know, shocking chemistry
it's a
teacher who likes Breaking Bad. Really
Right.
shocking.
So good.
But
It's about you, right?
it... Shh. Actually, I'm pretty sure Jazz Inc. Yost put up a very Heisenberg post today. Like, if you look at the Jazz Inc. Facebook group, you're on that, and he's basically outlining how he looks comparing, like, say, the 1989 Batwing that Hot Toys have showcased and his and the real thing, and there's kind of very like stay out of my territory vibes on it. You should read it. It's kind of it's funny. It's accurate as well and a bit scary, but yeah, but they make great stuff. But
He's the one that knocks.
Yeah,
Exactly. I was going to say that.
the word territory was used, basically. The word territory, but like I enjoyed it, and he made some very valid points. But the Gustavo Fring, like, there's something about someone who's evil who's so calm. It's scary, like, you know, it's if someone's mad, like Tuco, you know, Tuco in that show, that's scary.
Yeah.
But there's something even more menacing about the calm, calculated one. He just played the parts so well. Mario, to base or not to base, do you think they've made a good decision with to put the lizard as a base and not a full figure?
Well, to me, I prefer the. I mean, I'm just saying this just for consistency's sake, because we've seen this like quite a few times recently, in which they would include this big old diorama base as a deluxe piece, and then just have the figure by itself as a standard release. But I know due to licensing issues, I'm pretty sure I understand the decision where it came from. I really like this as a standalone piece by itself. I mean, or actually, just let me rephrase that. The base in general, it just brings the display to a whole nother level. I mean, it's damn near statuesque. We see like some of these Prime One pieces, in which the base alone itself, you know, they're massive. The whole thing just tells a story. And so the fact that Hot Toys is kind of taking that implementation and scaling it down to 6 scale and including it with their posable figures, I think it just brings the display to a whole new level. So I really like the fact that they're doing this. And plus too, it's a plus for the collector as well, like you guys mentioned before, that may have either the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or the second. Maybe it wouldn't make sense, you know. But I mean, for the first one. But for those that do have the Andrew Garfield second one and do not want to buy, I guess, a figure and try to get the base by itself. I mean, typically you'd have to go through somewhere like, you know, Monkey Depot or Toy Anxiety just to try to, get the base separately. So this is actually kind of nice that they're doing this, you know, for once. But yeah,
Toy Anxiety, a fantastic idea. Just in case anyone in the chat doesn't know who Toy Anxiety are, they basically buy 1/6 scale figures, break them down and sell parts separately. So if you're looking for a missing accessory or a broken wrist peg, or like your Iron Patriot takes a nosedive off a floating shelf and maybe smashes up his face or something like that, and you want to replace those things, it's a great idea. Toy Anxiety. I'm going to stick with you, Mario, because Vader is your jam. But once before I do a shameless plug, because this person just served this up for me. So The Empire Strikes, really, really supportive of my Instagram since I started, and really, really supportive of the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And I swear I didn't pay him to say this or do this, but I just want to show you something. How the hell did I miss this notification? Yeah. So it's funny you say that, because this is some of the stats. Subscribers, I took this today, so out of all the watch time, since basically based on the current number of subscribers, 13.5% of subscribers have actually turned on all notifications for the channel. And then for the subscribers who turned on all notifications of your channel, these are the ones that enabled YouTube notifications. So you could be in that bracket. The Empire Strikes Again. It could be all your fault. Only joking. I'm going to go back to sharing this now. But yeah, basically, if you haven't subbed, I would appreciate it. And if you turn on the bell notifications, you don't miss those little things. But I thank you, Empire Strikes Again, for being here. Mario, talk to us. You're surely interested in this. It's a Star Wars figures, and you pretty much haven't missed one, I believe.
No, I haven't. I just recently acquired the Rogue One Vader, and that's completing, I guess, every Vader that they distributed through the line.
Wow.
So yeah, man, and I'm bummed right now that the Vader from my Tarkin 2-pack is taking a bit of a beating and is starting the suit is falling apart. So if this actually comes out and we do indeed get a clean Vader, I am going for 2, so I can go ahead and swap the body, and everything will be all good. Look, man, I mean, I've been advocating for a battle damage Vader for the longest time, man. Ever since we saw that last episode of Kenobi, that's the Vader that I want. I'm really not a fan of like the swap out the battle damage parts, to be honest, because it doesn't really reflect the true nature of a battle damage figure. Because there's gonna be some areas that are like too clean, and then just one area is battle damage. Nah, man, give me the whole thing from front to back, completely battle damage. I mean, we can actually add some extra weathering, everywhere, just to make it look like they've been fighting through the dirt or what have you. Just all the debris from the rocks from him being thrown at. But nonetheless, I'll take any Vader that they'll give me right now, man. To be honest, and this particular A New Hope Vader is like my personal favorite design, and this is really close to that. I love it. I love this design. So, yeah, this is definitely for me.
Yeah, man. Like I don't have a Vader, and I'd like to have something that I would love if there was original trilogy that would have the swap out. Sorry, if they release this and they have the swap out parts, I'd love that. But you're basically saying that you don't get the full battle damage effect if it's just simply swap out parts. Is that correct?
Absolutely, you do not.
Yeah, no, I get that. 100% get that. In that case, if they give us a clean and a weathered battle damage one, I'd nearly go for the 6-scale battle damage here and try to source that quarter scale Vader. You've no interest in selling me that, I presume, Mario? No.
Make me an offer, dude.
Are you selling it?
Make me an offer I can't refuse.
No. I'm looking for a reason, in search of reasonable price.
Then never mind. Offer refused.
That's fair.
I'm going to lowball you at $50. I'm going to start off bidding at $50.
That quarter scale Vader is an amazing piece. I mean, I'm not really one for reissues, but I wouldn't mind that thing being shrunken down to 6 scale, just so that it gets out to the masses. I'm sure you guys would really enjoy it.
Yeah, I have a strategy in mind, but I'm going to talk to the other people first. So, Costa, any interest in this?
Oh, hell yes. I'm in the process of collecting all of the Vaders. So I just recently got the Tarkin Vader 2-pack.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
So are you on beans and toast now?
I did not spend as much as on eBay is saying. So I will say that it was a very good price for me. So yeah, I'm just trying to.
You got it for less than $1,300 anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because we could not find one cheaper than like $1,300.
Oh no, I got it for way less.
Good, yeah, I'm delighted. I'm glad you did that.
Got it for $1,250, huh?
No, wait, keep on going.
I did see someone selling it for $800 in the group.
Yeah. Let's just say it was less than. I think somebody was trying to sell a Tarkin by itself for $700.
Oh my god!
Online, like you have to be patient. Sometimes there are people out there that just are trying to get,
Quick
the money as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
so this guy, I started talking to him, and we went back and forth. For some reason, he had trouble selling it, and then I was like, I did my best Pawn Stars rendition. If you guys get Pawn Stars in the UK and Ireland.
I mean, I get Pawn Stars, but I hope that's not what you mean when you got it cheap.
No.
PAWN.
Right, okay. Thanks, Shane.
So yeah, I am very interested in any kind of Vader that they bring out. I'm with Mario. They need a totally separate battle damage Vader, no swap out parts. It makes no sense. I mean, you're gonna make me buy 2 because I'm gonna have them displayed in both of the ways that they come. So yeah, I'm totally on board for this. I want, even though the suit is very similar in most of the movies, I still want them all. Still want that.
That's fair. Marco.
Yeah, I actually have been holding out for this version. I was considering the ESP Vader when that dropped, but I knew he'd show up in Kenobi, so I was like, okay, I think that'll be the definitive version. Maybe we'll get, a Hayden sculpt in some form. So I think, as everyone's saying, the battle damaged helmet at the very least, I would think would need to be included in this. But even as is here, if it came with nothing more than this, I'm getting this because from what I hear, I know Mario may be of a different opinion, but the Rogue One Vader being the definitive Vader. So really excited for this one. Like, Vader's one of my favorite characters ever, so to have that in the collection is going to make it a lot more complete. Just the diaper or cod piece is the only thing that bugs me, but it is screen accurate, right? I mean, that's what he looks like, but I'm getting the Robin too, so I guess I don't have too big of a problem.
If you didn't say that, I was going to say it, man.
Marco, you cut me deep saying that Hayden as a definitive Vader, bro. I get it, but bro, how dare you, man?
You know what? I have to say,
there, man. I
have to
go
say, yeah, no, for sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I still think of James Earl Jones when I look at this Vader, even though I have to say the final scene of the battle where they're kind of merging the voices, like hit you in the feels. It's like, okay, old and new, and it's like everything was making sense in my mind. So
it was a great
I know what
bridge.
I said, but I didn't mean that, Mario. So take me back, please.
Yeah, and Ben.
Yes, sir.
That's just a straight yes, is it? Or?
Oh yeah. I'm desperate for a Vader. I'm kind of curating my Star Wars collection from a very humble scratch right now, just with Luke, 3PO, and R2. And I kind of want to. I think if I get anything now, I want it to be the icons, So I'd love a Vader. I actually was lucky enough to meet David Prowse a couple of times back in the day at conventions and stuff. So I've got like a weird kind of emotional connection to his kind of performance in the suit and stuff as well. And I'd really kind of love to make a showcase of Vader on my shelf. So like Marcus, I've been holding out for this because it's an opportunity to get it at retail rather than those kind of second-hand eBay prices. Although one has come up today on eBay at a reasonable price, the Empire one. So I don't know. Maybe I'll acquire one before we even get to this point.
Everyone in the stream looking for a Vader straight onto eBay.
Yeah, I would recommend the Empire Vader. I mean, considering it doesn't go for that much, the prices aren't that bad. I mean, I've seen them for like, unless you're talking the 40th anniversary edition, then that's a completely different discussion. But if you're gonna go for the standard release, bro, I would say just you pick that one up and save yourself a couple $100.
What are you doing to me, Mary?
I've a line.
I'm trying to help you, my friend.
I've a line on a quarter scale Vader, brand new for $625.
Ooh,
that's not bad, is it, Mario?
Dude. Nope. I think originally it was like about 600 or so.
Yeah.
So they don't go for that much over retail, man. So I mean, do it
because that would be my original trilogy representation. Then if they release a heavily battle damaged one, I really want that one with the I can't, as much as I want the battle damaged version with the exposed face like a lot of people want now. I can't get that before I get an original trilogy Vader. You know what I mean? Unless the swap out parts are significant that it looks great in both ways. But like, I think Mario makes a good point about you might get a clean version then with kind of a moderately battle damaged, not fully battle damaged version. It's a good way of looking at it. Folks, I'm going to wrap this up because I have to go and get something to eat before I do episode 12 of Visions with Cam's collection. So really quickly, just going to go through a roundup. First, obviously, thanks very much for turning up, just impromptu, and thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks for anyone who's watched the videos, liked the video, subscribed, or anything. And just, Ben, what's coming up on your channel?
Yeah, firstly, thanks so much for having me on. It's been great to kind of spontaneously hop on. Great to meet Marco and Costa in person, and good to see you again, Mario, of course. So I just posted my Miss Marvel review of Miss Marvel Season 1. And of course, you can see my Thor Love and Thunder review on there as well. which does contain my most elaborate sketch and editing to date. I'm rather proud of myself, and I look ridiculous. So please do check that out if you got a spare moment. And then, of course, I'll be on Collectors Lounge International over on the 1/6 Girl Man's channel with Shane and Co on Sunday. That's me.
Thanks very much for being here. If you haven't done so already, oh, 1 second. I'm going to get my banners and be like semi-professional. Sorry, a lot of banners here. You continue on there. What is going on, Marco, in your channel?
Yeah, first of all, Shane, thank you for having me. Ben, Costa, pleasure to meet you as well. Always a pleasure to stream with Mario and Shane. So on our channel on Saturday, we're going to have an Origin Stories stream with Ty from Uncommon Flex and his significant other. So a chat with my wife Gigi and myself about how we balance collecting and streaming and everything above. So it'll be a good time. And then Shane, I'll be on your channel on Sunday, as you mentioned, for Vision. So really looking forward to that. And then just started a new series called Bargain Bin Bros, not to be confused with another channel. And we just kind of talk about figures that might be destined for the bargain bin, why you should wait. It's kind of all figures now at this point, so I should probably discontinue that series, but yeah, go check us out over at 1/6 Fix. So yeah, I really appreciate you having me today.
Excellent. Thanks very much for hopping on very late notice. And the same to Costa.
Man,
What's going up on your channel?
First, again, thank you for inviting me. I had a blast. It was a great release from a stressful day at work. Ben, Marco, and even Mario, nice meeting you guys. This was a pleasure. I've watched you guys on other streams. My channel, I am in the middle of editing and doing some reshoots on this hanging, for lack of a better term, Maji case. I have aluminum extrusion case that I made to be able to be hung on the wall, and it is secure and it can hold up to 300 pounds. So if you only have wall space, this is going to be something you're going to want to check out. Also, the video will show you how to make your own Maji case in any size, really. Like, you can just follow it, pick your sizes. For my Americans out there, it is in metric, so brush up on your metric. And it's just a beast of a video, and I'm dying because I want to talk and make videos about these summer showcase figures, but I gotta get this out. A lot of people are waiting to see it, and you can see pictures of it on my Insta or my community tab on my page, or you can learn how to make that. So,
and that looks clean. So you made that yourself?
Yeah, I took a garage shelf and I, sourced and found all the parts. I have 2 videos, actually 3 videos now on it, because there's an update video. So if you want to learn how to take a large garage shelf and make it look like a high-end display case, I show you step by step. It's not just me just going, yeah, and I use this and I use that. No, I show you how to make it. So
that's impressive.
Awesome.
That is very impressive. Looks great.
Yeah.
So definitely check out that. So you'll want to, obviously you want to go and follow Attention Seeking Geek on YouTube. He doesn't think he's going to hit 1,000 subs. It's inevitable. Same 1/6 Fix on YouTube.
I'll be 40.
Listen, I'm 40 next year. It's all good, man. Also follow Pop Culture Living Room, and we're saving El Profesoro for the last. What's up, Mario? What's going on your channel? Are you popping up in these streams?
Well, I was popped up in this one. No, man. Again, first and foremost, thank you for having me, bro. I mean, it was always fun. Yeah, dude, and I'm really loving what you're doing with the visions, man. I mean, when I get a chance to check them out,
thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Really great conversations, and it's great seeing everyone today, man. Ben, Marco, and Costco. It's nice to meet you, bro. Now I'm putting your collection into my memory. I just recently saw that playlist that you did put out. I just went through that recently. You did a hell of a job putting that display case together, man. So kudos for that, and thank you for Thank you for
Thank
that
you.
tutorial, man. That's really great.
That could definitely be one that people could watch, definitely, if they're considering module cases but don't want to deal with the price
yeah.
of the weight, maybe.
A
Or
third of the price.
wow, that's crazy. There you go.
And when I say a third of the price of, those are equal to 3 DF120s. So, and if you get the extra weight package and everything, this cost me $450. It's like $1,1200 for 3 DF120s, maybe $1,000. Yeah, so
Wow, unreal.
Yeah, they can definitely get up there.
Good stuff.
But I've got tonight, we've got Uncivilized Scoundrels, Leo, myself, I believe CC, Arton, and our guy Vinny. We're going to be talking about just all things Star Wars tonight. So you can come check us out at 6:15 Pacific time. If anyone's interested, it'll be on my channel tonight. So yeah, come check it
Good
out.
stuff. Excellent. Well, folks, thanks a million, obviously, to everyone in the chat for being here. Thanks very much for the lads just hop off like this. I just went on my own, sent out the link, and like people just at the last minute jumped on. So 100%. Eddie Rodriguez, yeah, Visions, it's happening in 20 minutes, so I need to get something to eat. And then I'll be back on then with a Killicam. So yeah, look, I think I'm just going to leave you with a quick message from this video is actually sponsored. I say I have no loyalties, but look, one thing lends to another, and the next thing you have
Be financially responsible, motherfuckers.
just like I've got to give them 10% every time I play it, but like sage advice, you need to be financially responsible. So
perfection.
anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in about 20 minutes time if you're still around. See you guys.